Vale, pues ya estoy por aquí. Buenas tardes, bienvenidos un día más a Metal Gear Solid 2. Un momento, voy a quitar la voz a la tele y me voy a poner los cascos en la Play. Ahí está. Vale, esto por aquí, esto por aquí. Y no sé qué falta. Creo que todo esto está ya bien. Cierto, teníamos que ir a por el AK. Vale. Vale, pues ya estamos aquí. Bueno, supongo que llegaremos más o menos hasta donde Emma. Calculo. Puede que menos, puede que a donde el presidente. ¿Por qué hay uno durmiendo? Estoy durmiendo a alguien. Estoy escuchando a alguien sobando. Tenemos el segundo de gratis. Y ahora lo ideal sería tirarse encima de este señor. De puta madre. O sea, esto me ha salido perfecto. ¡Hala! Vaya. Vaya. Gracias.
Looks like you've got an AK. If you wear an enemy's field outfit and carry an AK, you can pass for one of them. Listen up, kid, and don't forget this. Only the guards in Shell 1's core are armed with AK rifles. The others are armed with the AN-94, the official rifle of the Russian army. If you hope to disguise yourself as the enemy, you don't want to be carrying an AK outside of Shell 1's core.
Vale. Hay que irse. Hay que irse. Me salen de frente, ¿a que sí? ¿No me salen de frente? Vale. Pues ya está. Si me hubiesen salido de frente hubiésemos tenido un problema. Pero no me han salido de frente, así que...
Pliskin, do you read me?
What's up, Raiden?
I just ran into a guy decked out like a ninja.
A ninja?
Yeah. Do you know anything about this?
No. Can you trust that costumed freak?
I don't know. But the colonel told me to follow the guy's instructions.
And like a good soldier, you'll do it, right? I'll let you in on a little secret, kid. The ninja that was publicized in the Shadow Moses incident no longer exists. The guy you met has no connection whatsoever with the incident.
And how do you know that?
Because I do.
Huh?
Just be careful who you trust, okay?
A ver si me cuenta algo del AK.
Pliskin, do you know anything about a Secret Service agent named Ames?
Ames?
You've heard of him?
No.
Listen, if you know anything...
No. I got the name mixed up with someone else. Forget it.
What do you mean, forget it?
Just what I said. Forget it. Talk to you later, kid.
No doubt.
Vale, aquí lo que habrán será minas, ¿no? Y el tío ese. Oh, vale. De sobra. Vale, pues ya estoy aquí.
Raiden, make contact with Ames and obtain information about the president. You're in the Shell 1 core now. Ames is being held on B1. Head for B1.
Voy a guardar.
What's up, Jack? Jack, I know you're probably doing fine, but don't get discouraged. Remember, Lieutenant J.G. Pliskin is with you too. You'll be all right. What's wrong?
Nothing.
Don't give me that. Every time you say nothing, it's always something. What's wrong?
It's just that, you know, you seem to think pretty highly of him.
Well...
Yeah, Pliskin's the kind of guy you can really depend on, isn't he?
What?
I want you.
Yeah, Pliskin is one heck of a man, isn't he? He's so cool, so confident.
What a weirdo.
Yeah.
But he's nowhere near as cool as you. You'll always be my
weirdo.
#1. Always.
But that's not what I meant.
You know, you're kind of cute sometimes. Bye, Jack.
That's so cute, I can't bear it.
Puto Raiden. Sube, please. ¿Será una foto de gatitos? Correcto. Ah, no recuerdo cuando me daban la M4. Sé que no tardan mucho, pero... Ahora vámonos para abajo. Hay que ir primero al 2, que es donde está el micrófono, creo. Sí. Buah, ya ves. Aquí hay un montón de el pájaro, el tío viendo porno. Aquí hay un montón de mierda extraña. El póster de Policenaut. ¿Quién era el del porno? ¿Era este? Es este. ¿Y por qué los pasos de este tío suenan diferente? Suenan diferentes los pasos de este tío. ¿Es porque está viendo porno? A ver. ¿Qué tienes ahí, amigo? Yo también quiero un poco. ¿Qué tienes ahí? Uff, me voy que me banean, ¿eh? Vale, me gustaría hacer el gilipollas con el pájaro, pero con todo el mundo por aquí no voy a poder, así que hay que...
You have the directional microphone. According to our information,
Va a haber que matar a
Ames
los
has
guardias.
a pacemaker. This should make his cardiac pattern fairly distinct. Use the directional microphone to locate it.
Va a haber que matar a los guardias. Lo siento, amigos. Vamos a empezar por el más sencillo, que es el que va por fuera. Ahí viene. Lo siento. La vida es dura, caballeros. Tengo cosas que hacer.
You must be Ames. You must be Ames.
Creo que había un códex sobre el pájaro, ¿verdad?
What's that bird?
Parrot, isn't it?
Probably a large budgie. Parakeets get used to humans easily and are talkative, so they are real playful and fun. Hurts when they bite, though, and keeping their cage clean is quite a task. Having one isn't all fun and games.
You sure know a lot about parakeets.
I had my own once.
I didn't know that.
I never mentioned it?
No, this is the first time.
Really?
Yeah, there's probably a lot of other things that I don't know about you yet.
Yeah, actually,
That's
well,
so cute, I
there's a
can't bear
lot
it.
more.
Rose?
Jack,
What?
after this mission is over, let's talk about lots of things.
Definitely not.
You must be Ames.
Time for a treat.
You must be Ames. You must be Ames.
Venus in Cancer. It's him. Someone get over here. It's him. Someone get over here. Enemy sighted. Requesting backup.
Me encanta este puto pájaro.
Good morning. Good morning. Enemy sighted. Requesting backup. It's him. Someone get over here.
You must be Ames.
Good morning.
You must be Ames.
Good morning.
You must be Ames.
Creo que si se lo spameabas a muerte,
How?
al fin... Se ha dejado el porno puesto. ¿Qué me estás contando? Pero tú no, a ti te voy a matar. ¿Por qué? No lo sé, me apetecía matarlo.
You must be Ames. You must be
Time
Ames.
for a treat.
You must be Ames. You must be Ames. You must be
Venus in
Ames.
Cancer.
You must be Ames. You must be Ames.
Time for a treat.
You must
Yo
be
sé que al
Ames.
final lo repetía, pero igual me tengo que tirar aquí 10 minutos.
You must
You must
be
be
Ames.
Ames.
¿O no?
You must
You
be
must be
Ames.
Ames. You must be Ames.
No, you must be Ames.
You must be Ames. You
Good
must be
morning.
Ames.
Good morning.
You must be Ames. You must be Ames. You must be
You must be
Ames.
Ames.
Puto pájaro
Must be Ames.
de mierda.
Hello.
¡No explota! Está chetadísimo el puto pájaro.
You must be Ames.
You must be Ames. You must be Ames.
You must be Ames.
You must be Ames.
Oh, Dios. Ahora lo va a estar repitiendo todo el rato.
Time for a treat.
No explotan las cosas aquí. Te vas a cagar, chaval.
You must be Ames. This sucks. This sucks. This sucks. This sucks.
Puto pájaro, tío.
This sucks.
You must be Ames. You must be Ames.
What's up?
You must be Ames. You must be Ames. You must be Ames.
How? How?
Ya te dejo en paz, pajarraco. Ya me voy.
Venus in Cancer.
Cierto. El alijo de porno, tú.
You must be Ames.
Os dejo un poco de porno por aquí. Bueno, porno. ¿Quién dice porno? Dime que hay codec de esto.
Shell 1's core has extremely tight security. Impersonate an enemy personnel to infiltrate the section. For a proper disguise, select the enemy field uniform you receive from the ninja. This will allow you to blend in. But you still need one more thing. It will look suspicious if you're not carrying the standard equipment. All personnel in the Corps are equipped with AK-74Us. Select your own AK when you're in disguise.
¿Y si es Pliskin? Que es el que habla de los ítems y tal.
Hey, Pliskin, were you really a SEAL?
That's what I told you.
But
But what?
nothing.
Listen, kid, you're on a mission. Thinking about anything else can get you killed. Right, what have you got there?
Nothing.
Ah, come on. Don't play dumb. That kind of thinking might even be helpful on the battlefield.
Yeah, but
Look, aside from its educational value, probably use it to distract an enemy.
Sí. Puto Snake, ¿cómo sabe? Educativas, dice el cabrón. ¿Hay algo por aquí? ¡Oh! Que estoy en la mierda con las balas del Socomati, ya te he visto antes. Y esos están al despertarse, hay que irse de aquí ya. ¡Abre! ¡Raiden! Gracias. Vámonos. Bueno, me falta un códec, si no me equivoco, que básicamente es este, que es el del Arsenal. Bueno, que no sabemos aún qué es el Arsenal, pero...
Colonel, what's this door?
I don't know.
It's huge. What the hell is it? It's not in our intel.
Raiden, we have no way at the moment to open that
La
door.
puerta del Arsenal.
Leave it alone and proceed with the mission. Understood?
Por cierto, voy a hacer una cosa. Oh, ha encontrado... No, este es. Que es reiniciar esto, por si acaso fuese mal. Ha encontrado el porno, ese ha sido el sonido. Vale. Me encantaría interrogar a Jennifer, tío, en la sala de... En la sala de los rehenes, pero es complicado. Es complicado porque hay muchos guardias. Hay que dormirlos para que no te descubran.
Retinol pattern recognized. You are cleared to enter.
Lo primero, el nodo. Aquí creo que no había nada destacable. Simplemente hay un montón de taquillas y un par de tíos aquí, pues, haciendo sus cosas. Nada especial. ¿Eso es una revista de Star Wars? Parece el... Sí, ¿verdad? Parece el Jar Jar Binks este de Star Wars. ¿Qué cojones? Estoy casi seguro de que es él. Vale, vamos allá. Momento. Que este tío es tontísimo, no se entera de la película.
Retinol pattern recognized. You are cleared to enter.
Odio esta parte. Pero me encantaría interrogar a la muchacha esta, a Jennifer. Pero hay que dormirlos, hay que dormirlos. Lo malo es que aquí informan demasiado rápido. Hay que hacerlo deprisita. Lo que podemos hacer es matar o dormir a todos menos al que informa. Sería una buena opción. Y buscar a la muchacha, que no debería de ser difícil, porque es como que todos los rehenes usan skins base y hay una tía que destaca.
Raiden, one of those hostages in there is Ames. The only thing we know is that Ames wears a pacemaker. His heartbeat should sound different from other people's, so use the directional microphone to locate him. Once you recognize Ames by his heartbeat, keep the microphone pointed toward him. Then push the action button and call out to him. If it really is Ames, he should respond in some way.
What if it's the wrong person?
The guards may get suspicious and come running instead. Security could get tighter, too.
Try to be sure before you take the risk.
Don't call out to a hostage with the action button until you're fairly sure that it's Ames. If you do make a mistake, switch the microphone for an AK
En fin, hay que
and
buscar
get
a
out of there
Jennifer.
before a guard gets
Hay
suspicious.
que buscar a Jennifer.
If you're discovered inside, they'll cut off your retreat and call in the reinforcements. You won't make it out of the room. The mission will be over if you're
Hostia, hace
discovered.
frío. Buenas tardes, tío. Pensaba que hoy ibas a
Look
estar.
for Ames while deflecting the enemy's suspicion.
All right.
Vale. Busquemos a Jennifer. Cuidado porque... Vale, ya la he encontrado. Es esta. O sea, quiero decir, es la única que está abierta de piernas y lleva falda. Ahí está Jennifer. La pregunta ahora es... No puedo meterme ahí debajo, ¿verdad? Vale, ¿cuál es el que informa? ¿Ese? Ames está aquí. Vale, lo tenemos fácil. Lo tenemos fácil realmente para interrogar a... La banderita se mueve. Qué interesante. Aquí dentro hay una habitación que es donde ahora vienen Solidus y Ocelot. Y esto es el baño. ¿Qué coño? Bueno, Sefri, haz lo tuyo. Te doy pleno permiso. Que ahí me da pereza coger el ratón. Joder. Vaya. Es todo culpa del pene, ¿eh? Me he desprevenido con el pene. Me he desprevenido con el pene y me han puesto la zancadilla, tío. Es todo culpa del pene. Me ha gustado, ¿eh? Ha sido todo culpa del pene, tío.
Reporting no problems in the hall on B1 in the Shell 1 core.
Hey, you! Just wait a minute. What's up with that web?
A dormir. Hijo de puta este que me han puesto la zancadilla. Qué desgraciado. Es que ha llamado la atención, claro. No me lo esperaba y... Joder. Hijo de puta, Fíjalo, es que este te pone la zancadilla. Hijo puta, te lo mereces. Hombre, ¿qué tal? Mierda, van a bajar. Mierda. Sí que puedo entrar aquí, de puta madre. Hola, ¿qué tal, Jennifer? ¿Qué tal? Vamos a tener una charla, tú y yo.
You're Ames, aren't you?
My name's Jennifer.
Hola.
You're Jennifer.
Stay away from me.
Y el tío pasando por al lado, perfecto.
Stop, don't touch me.
Don't touch me.
You're Jennifer.
Stay away from me.
Momento, voy a ir un poquito más para acá.
You're Jennifer.
Stop, don't touch me.
¿Cómo me han visto? No pueden pillarme aquí debajo. Han pedido refuerzos, pero no. Han pedido un tío más, pero no pueden pillarme aquí debajo, creo, ¿eh? Esto está rotísimo. ¿Tú quién eres? ¿Eres Jennifer? Un momento. ¿Tú? ¿Eres Jennifer?
You're Ames, aren't you?
Problems in the hall on B1.
You're Jennifer.
Stay
You're
away
Jennifer.
from me.
You're Jennifer. You're Jennifer. You're Jennifer.
Stop! Don't touch me.
You're Jennifer. You're Jennifer. You're Jennifer.
Stay away from me.
You're Jennifer. You're Jennifer.
Reporting no
Stop!
problems
Don't
in
touch
the hall
me.
on B1 in the Shell 1 core.
Recuerdo que de alguna forma le terminabas preguntando la edad, pero... A ver.
You're Jennifer. You're Jennifer.
Reporting no problems in the hall on B1 in the Shell 1 core.
You're Jennifer.
Stop! Don't touch me.
Possible hostiles sighted.
Seguir pidiendo refuerzos. Seguir pidiendo refuerzos. 20 tíos aquí. Espérate que esto van a ser risas para salir.
You're Jennifer.
Esto va a ser una risa, ¿eh?
Stay away from me.
You're Jennifer. You're Jennifer.
Hostia.
Stop! Don't touch me.
Creo que no hay ningún códex sobre esto, pero por si acaso.
Raiden, one of those hostiles.
Nah. What? Pliskin está rip aquí.
You're Jennifer. You're Jennifer.
Nah, no dice nada nuevo.
Stay away from me.
You're Jennifer. You're Jennifer.
Reporting no problems in the hall on
No sé,
B1.
sí que había una manera de empezar a preguntarle su edad y tal, pero ni idea. O sea,
You're Jennifer.
nada, me voy a ir. Lo malo
Stop! Don't touch me.
va a ser ahora salir. Creo que hay 4 tíos aquí. Lo mejor es que salga ya directamente con él. Creo que es la mía, ¿eh? 4 tíos aquí. ¿Qué?
Possible hostiles sighted. Send backup.
Se viene un bucaque interesante, ¿eh? Me voy ya por Ames. Corre. Ames.
Frankly, I don't care whether you're Ames or not.
¡Qué buena! No me acordaba de esa. ¡Qué buena! ¡Hostia, qué bueno! Muy bueno. Me ha
You
gustado.
must be Ames. Keep still and listen to me. I'm not a terrorist. I got
La verdad, me la suda si eres Ames o no.
I'm taking off the
Muy bueno,
tape.
muy
Stay
bueno.
quiet.
Eso es porque he spameado el Jennifer, básicamente.
Who told you about me?
An informer calling himself Mr. X, dressed like a ninja.
I see. Take this thing off me, will you? I'm Richard Ames.
Hombre, Ames, ¿qué pasa con Nastasa? ¿Dónde se ha quedado?
No, I was set in by the Lali Lule Lo, just like you.
Vaya.
What?
You're here to find out where the president is. We have little time, so I'll be brief. How about switching to nanocommunications first?
Ya
Nanocommunications.
digo, hoy llegaremos seguramente más o menos a donde...
Right, silence beats talk when it comes to safety.
No sé, ¿a dónde Emma, tal vez? Puede que a donde Vamp. Según lo que me apetezca jugar.
Are you on?
Right here. Do you really know where the president is?
Almost certainly.
Get real.
He was moved to the first floor of Shell 2's
Get
core
real.
section.
The first floor. The core of Shell 2. Is he still there?
I don't know. I can't get a response.
Get
You
real.
don't think he's been like the other hostages? A hostage was killed in retaliation after the SEAL 10 disaster, remember?
What are you talking about? Regardless of what they do to other hostages, they won't touch the president.
What makes you so sure?
The case.
You mean the nuclear button they took?
Right. And the case won't do a thing by itself. That case may be the single most advanced example of a weapons failsafe system. The password is nothing less than the physiological data of the US president.
Physiological data?
The president's own vital signs, heartbeat, brainwave pattern, blood pressure, and so on are constantly monitored and relayed by his internal nanomachines. This information, along with the DNA pattern, serve as a biometric password, unbreakable even by the latest parallel processor supercomputers. The password entry itself cannot be performed unless brainwave patterns and heartbeats fall within normal parameters, rendering chemical and other forms of coercion impractical. In other words, the login must be made of the president's own free will. As a failsafe, the input must also be reconfirmed hourly, even after the initial login. If a valid confirmation is not forthcoming, the system will automatically cancel the login.
And that's why they can't harm the president.
At least until the bird flies.
Is there really a new model of Metal Gear here?
Absolutely. The black case serves as the launch key to Metal Gear as well.
Why would they hide Metal Gear in an offshore plant?
Haven't they told you anything? The entire thing was planned. The oil spill, the tanker accident that caused it, everything. The big shell was built specifically for the development of a new Metal Gear model. The inspection tour was to check its progress.
What's going on around here?
Wait. Here comes Snake.
That's him?
Use the
Coño,
microphone to listen
si
in.
es Snake, con su traje de octopus. King.
King, Fat Man is dead.
Uy, ¿qué tenemos por aquí?
To come all the way to New York just to get hit with a barrel attack.
Qué pena que esto no esté subtitulado.
Oh. This one's worse than that one up in Alaska.
Este es peor que el que me dio en Alaska. Básicamente es Johnny.
Someone. Who is she like again?
Who knows? They're a band of lunatics to begin with. Nothing they do should come as a surprise. I'll have his background rechecked, just in case. You think
Por cierto, el diálogo de Johnny dura toda la conversación esta. Me encanta la parte de la que tira de la cadena y se escucha there's no paper.
But Foxhound was disbanded 4 years ago, so it must be the Patriots. What about the damage to Shell 2? The circulation system for the contaminated water has been damaged.
He leído circulación.
¿Qué
les pasa, tío?
El
El sistema de circulación. Perfecto. Y la T no está precisamente cerca de la C, ¿eh?
What about the president? The password entry has already been made to the black case. In 1 hour, we'll need a confirmation from him. His work is done after that. Make sure you keep him alive until then. Yes, I know. What about the unit's activation?
Oh, vaya.
Complete. The code has already been entered.
Eso es fallo del juego, no de la traducción.
To start the system. The usual method, I assume? No. The drugs took care of everything. Only a few more steps to outer heaven.
Los subtítulos me la están calentando, ¿eh? Harrier. Hombre. Por favor, Olga, ¿cuándo me vas a pisar?
Cyborg ninja, Shalashaska?
I cannot even guess.
What about you?
I'm having the matter looked into. Olga, don't cast suspicion where it isn't due.
Where it isn't due? When you watched my father die and did nothing.
Oof.
It's been 2 years ago, Olga. Let it go.
I read the case file for Shadow Moses, by the way.
Olga, how could you suspect me?
I know that the ninja is not one of my men.
Well, yeah. She's like her. Now that
Johnny sigue a lo suyo, como he
I
dicho.
wouldn't need to take orders from you.
Olga, Sergei was my best friend.
If you sell us out, I'll kill you myself.
Listen, daughter of Sergei. Don't ever let me see your gun pointed at me again.
If you wish, I'll put a bullet in your back instead.
I took you both in when no one else would. You think any government would have you as irregulars in this political climate? The worst kind of wet works, maybe. But even that's doubtful. I recommend against switching camps. You've nowhere left to go.
También se está cagando, Ocelot.
Forget. Ridiculous that I had to get jacked for everything that was on me.
How much do you think we spent on that arm in Lyon? The best transplant surgery team in the world.
I never trust a Frenchman. There's something going on. The incidents are becoming more frequent. Maybe that man's presence.
Ocelot, I leave this place in your hands. I have the intruder to take care of.
Yes, King.
Is that really Solid Snake?
That's what he claims.
I thought Snake was dead.
Solid Snake did die. But he's also here in the shell. Either he survived or there are two of them.
Two of them?
And that's impossible.
Bueno, imposible, imposible.
Anyway, what did you manage to catch?
They said password input was complete.
I thought so.
You said the password entry into the black case had to be made by the president willingly.
That's right.
So this means the president is cooperating with them.
It would have to be, yes.
Why?
Probably tired of being a puppet, but it wasn't a smart move to betray us.
A puppet?
We're running out of time. They will fire a nuke. You know what you need to do before then.
Fire the nuke? But it's nowhere close to the ransom deadline.
Ransom?
$30 billion in cash.
What are you babbling about? The nuclear strike is not a threat. It's been the objective all along.
They plan to slaughter millions of people.
No, a high-altitude detonation. You've heard of the Compton effect?
Total disruption of electronic equipment caused by EMMA pulse.
Textbook answer. Well, when an average nuclear warhead goes off within the atmosphere, the result is an electromagnetic pulse of up to 50 billion megawatts. The EMMA field can reach tens of thousands of volts per meter, and most electronic equipment will be toast in an instant.
If one of the key movers of world economy stops functioning, it could mean the beginning of a global depression.
But that isn't their aim. What they plan to do is liberate Manhattan, pull it offline and turn it into some kind of a republic. Hence, Sons of Liberty, I suppose.
Sons of Liberty?
Damn! Ocelot is coming. I'm going offline. Search my pocket. Hurry! It's a security card. You'll be able to unlock doors of up to level 3 security. Use it to get to Shell 2. Take care of the president before they launch the nuke.
Puto Ocelot. Se lo toma con calma, eh.
He's coming here. Pick up your AK.
Como sabe lo que se cuece.
He's coming here. Pick up your AK.
Que no. ¿Imaginas? Ocelot viendo eso mientras vienes, maravilloso.
What do you think you're doing?
I asked him to remove these. I'm ill, you see.
I always knew that the DIA turned out second-rate liars.
What are you talking about?
No need for denials. We know what you are, Colonel Ames. They knew that the president was planning to betray them. So they sent you in to keep tabs on him. Am I right?
You.
Sorry, Colonel. You failed to carry out your duties.
You'll never escape the Lalilulelo.
Is that so? What the?
You tricked me. I understand now. Ocelot.
You? Which team are you with? Show me your face. You know who he is.
No, he is not one of mine.
Identify yourself.
Solo soy una rubita.
We meet at last.
¡Poggers!
Hold your fire! We need the hostages alive!
Hurry! Get away!
But you died!
Hombre, Paez, ¿qué pasa? Un COD bueno. Este es un buen COD. No lo habías visto nunca, el COD Gear Solid, tío. Que los Duty son Liberty, correcto. Voy a encender la luz.
Colonel, Ames is dead. Looked like a heart attack.
A ver si no se me funde otra vez, como ayer.
However, we do at least know where the president is.
So there really is a new type of Metal Gear in this place?
Apparently. We're still looking into it.
I've also been told that the nuclear strike was what the terrorists were after from the start, not the $30 billion.
Right. It was a cover-up all along.
Colonel, what are you keeping from me?
I am not keeping back anything. It's not as though
Lo
I'm
streameo
told
cada 2 semanas y llevo literalmente año y medio sin jugarlo.
I can to look into all this. Just be a little patient.
Lo puedes mirar si quieres.
Priority should be with the president right now. We can take it that they've completed the password entry and are preparing Metal Gear for nuclear strike. Get to the president as soon as possible.
But the president is cooperating with them.
According to Ames, yes. But it's also true that they're about to get rid of the president. There's something else going on here, and the president may be able to tell you what it is when you see him in person. Once they get the confirmation for nuclear launch, they'll do it. You need to rescue the president before then.
Ahora voy.
Jeff, I agree with the colonel. You need to protect the president for now.
Get real. All
¿Te ha
right.
quedado claro? Vámonos. Bueno, se viene Harrier. Cuidado que este lleva una escopeta, míralo. No, déjame salir. Oye, te duele. ¿Por qué? Por favor. Porque este señor no se duerme. Gracias. Esto va a ser un problema. What? ¿Qué acaba de pasar? ¡Madre de Dios, hay muchos! ¡Ah! ¡Venga! A chuparla a todos. Tú, el del escudo, toma, para ti. Uf, pensaba que me había visto a mí, vale, ha sido el cadáver. No sé si hay minas. Vale, tengo un plan mejor. Es que no sé si hay minas. Ha sido una cagada por mi parte. Vale. Es que creo que siguen las minas. Literalmente, mi amigo ha entrado, ha puesto la gilipollez de turno y se ha ido. Lo que hace siempre, me encanta. Hay demasiada gente. ¡Coño, los Tengu! Ya veis, ya están por aquí los Tengu. Los Tengu son muy interesantes porque no son rusos. Hablan en inglés, o sea, en plan perfecto inglés.
Enemy sight. Requesting backup unit.
Que yo recuerde. Cuidadito con los Tengu, Cuidadito con los Tengu. Vámonos. Que los Tengu son unos bestias que flipas. Y tienen diálogos. Tendría que haberlo visto que me viese para enseñároslo. ¿Ves? ¿Habéis visto que hablan inglés? Perfecto inglés. Me va a ver, 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 me va. Se va a girar hacia mi lado y me va a ver. Explicación de por qué los Tengu hablan en inglés. Son... porque realmente no son mercenarios rusos. Son la guardia del presidente. Por eso hablan en inglés. De hecho, hay un códex sobre ello. A ver si lo pillo. Oh, Pliskin está rip. Cierto. Pliskin, el rato entre el core y el Harrier está rip completamente. De hecho, creo que ahora en esta plataforma, en la de las tuberías, también hay Tengus. Si no me equivoco, ahora hay Tengus aquí también. ¿Me equivoco? ¿No? Ah, pues no. Los Tengus vienen solo... tal vez... creo que los Tengus solo vienen cuando hay una alerta. Lo podemos probar. Vale, lo ideal sería dormir a ese y a este. Uy. El que informa es el de abajo. ¿Y si ahora pego un tiro? ¿Sabéis qué es lo bueno? Que en cuanto entre ahí la alerta se me va. Mira. A ver si estoy en lo cierto. ¿Vienen Tengus? Me voy a comer una mierda, Míralos. Míralos, míralos, míralos. Tranquilos. Me cago en Dios. Tranquilito, titán. Básicamente quiero experimentar con el Tengu, tío. Uy. Otro. Llevan un maldito traje de antibombas, pero los atravieso con la mierda de arma esta. Básicamente estos tíos hablan en inglés. Aunque no se ha quedado ninguno boca arriba. Qué mala suerte. Ahí está. Oh boy. Pero no puede venir nadie, porque ya he dormido al equipo que debería venir. ¿Lo veis? Llevan un M4. Hablan en inglés. Pues que Pliskin está RIP. Ese códec lo tenemos que buscar luego, si no me equivoco.
Right, this is not good. Enemies in Shell 1 are systematically searching for you.
It looks like they've tightened security considerably. Watch yourself.
Get out of Shell 1. According to Ames, the President is on the first floor of Shell 2's core. Cross the connecting bridge from the north side of Strut D to get to Shell 2. That's where you need to go. Looks like you've lost your balaclava, Raiden. You'll no longer be able to impersonate enemy personnel.
¿No me dices nada de los Tengu? No, ¿verdad?
Raiden.
¿Vienen aún más? No, ¿verdad? Claro, no puede venir nadie porque ya me he cargado al equipo de búsqueda. Pero bueno, voy a dejarme ver para que veáis que estos tíos, pues... Uy. Tienen una voz completamente diferente.
Freeze.
¡Oh! Es muy bueno. No hay nadie, están todos dormidos. Buah, eso es brutal, no me acordaba. Qué bueno. Venga, me llevo al siguiente. Eso es muy bonito. Lo hacen todos. Vamos a ver, Oh, gracias. Aunque de momento no he usado ninguna, pero... Si me pongo más lejos...
Freeze.
Ya no te la esperabas, hijo de puta. Uy, sí, eso, sigue. Vámonos. Espera, voy a dejar que me vean para que escuchéis la voz una vez más. ¡Hola! No ha dicho nada ahora. Uy, corre. Hasta luego. Tengo la seguridad de que entrando aquí se me va la alerta, así que... Porque básicamente aquí no pueden llegar los enemigos, porque está todo petado de bombas. Y ahora hay que ir a por el PSG.
Raiden, can you hear me?
Pliskin, where have you been?
Checking around. I'm in Strut H right now. How's the situation over there?
We have a lead on the President's location.
Where is he?
Shell 2 core, the first floor.
Llevo una hora ya.
I'm cut off from the core where I am. It's a mess here.
All right, I'm on my way to Shell 2 right now.
There are IR sensors in place on the connecting bridge between Shells 1 and 2. If you break the beams, the Semtex will go off.
Yeah, I heard them talking about that.
Target the control units and destroy them. Make sure you don't shoot the Semtex.
What do the control units look like?
Take a look with your binoculars.
That's the Semtex. And that must be the control unit.
Esto se ve raro por la remasterización, por el ensanchamiento. A ver si ahora Pliskin me habla de los Tengu.
Don't try to shoot out control units with the handgun when the distance is too great. The weapon doesn't have that kind of range. Use the sniper rifle. I saw a PSG-1 in the storage room on strut F.
Realmente se puede hacer con la pistola, que es lo más triste, pero es un suicidio. Pero realmente se puede.
I saw a PSG-1.
Ya no me vas a decir nada más, ¿verdad? Pero sí, se puede con la pistola. ¿Y ahora? Va, háblame de...
In order to get to Shell 2, you'll have to disable the IR sensors on the connecting bridge between Shells 1 and 2. I saw a PSG-1 in the storage room on strut F. There should be one left, so go and grab it.
No vas a tener nada más de lo que hablar, ¿verdad?
The reinforcements that rush up whenever you're discovered by the enemy are the President's Special Security Unit. They are the cream of the Secret Service and have previously served as members of CAT, the counter-assault team, which is part of the Presidential Security Force. These guys have seen more action than you'll ever see in a lifetime. Their equipment is based on the Land Warrior system, which has been an Army development project over the last century. You've been with Force 21, so you should know what I'm talking about. It's the latest infantry equipment enhanced with advanced data communication and processing features. The system is designed to treat each infantry soldier as a single terminal in a network. The helmet has a mounted display that provides everything from sensor and map updates to directives and commands from a command outpost. Through a data link, the soldier is also provided with video and graphic information such as current location, including the placement of friendly units and rendezvous points. Also included with the package are various targeting systems, biosensors, GPS receiving units, and the latest data processing equipment.
If I remember right, didn't the Army have a problem finding a battery with enough longevity to power the equipment?
That's right. But the development of a sealed membrane battery capable of withstanding the wear and tear of combat situations solved that problem, making the system practical. On top of that, the weight of all this equipment is no longer a problem, thanks to the DARPA-developed exoskeleton technology with human strength amplification capabilities. A soldier
que es el mismo traje que utiliza Snake en Metal Gear Solid 4.
Don't let that fool you. Former members of the President's Special Security Unit are equipped with ceramic-plated armor. Attacking any spot other than the head is pretty much a waste of time. For results,
muy interesante
go for the head. Actually, the best course for survival is to avoid any direct confrontation with these guys.
Y ya habéis visto de lo que son capaces esos tíos. No se andan con tonterías. Vale, el warehouse es 2 más abajo, ¿verdad? Correcto. Muy interesante el códec de los Tengu. Y aunque el juego no te lo dice, tú ya como jugador tienes que pensar, coño, y si esto ha sido tomado por terroristas, ¿por qué el servicio secreto del presidente está trabajando junto a ellos? Vale, tú ya... Eso el juego no te lo dice, ni Snake. Pero eso lo tienes que entender tú. Tienes que buscarle el sentido. Cuidado aquí. una de las cosas que me gustan mucho también de este juego, que no te lo dan todo masticadito. Tienes que... Hay ciertas cosas que las tienes que deducir tú y eso me gusta. Vale, aquí estamos. Creo que el M4...
Freeze!
What?
Freeze! What are you?
Nothing here.
¿Te pones tonto?
Don't kill me.
Freeze!
Rápido, dame lo que quiero. ¡Ay! ¡Falla el tiro! ¡Espérate! 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 ¡No! ¡Mierda! ¡Mierda! ¡Casi! ¡Joder! ¡Hostias! Estoy muerto. Estoy muerto. Estoy muerto. Lo voy a intentar, ¿eh? ¡Ah! ¡No! ¡Hostia! ¡Que quedaba uno! Vale, lo tenemos. Buena salvada. Mierda, se despiertan muy rápido. Vale. Coño, ¿lo quieres coger? Mierda. Qué cagada. Esto es una cagada. Son demasiados, son muchísimos ahora. Son muchísimos. Ahora.
Nothing here.
There's somebody there.
Ahora. Es aquí, creo. Vale, vamos bien. No sé cómo he sobrevivido a eso, la verdad.
Use your PSG-1 to take out the IR sensor's control units. Head to the connecting bridge between shells 1 and 2.
Pero antes... Esto me va a venir muy bien. A ver qué me cuenta del PSG-1 modificado.
In order to get to shell...
Esto ya me lo has contado.
Have you ever heard of Outer Heaven?
Outer Heaven?
Yeah. Know anything?
No. What about it?
The terrorist leader mentioned it. Something about being close to reviving outer heaven.
Is that right?
Well, do you know anything?
No, but whatever their goal is, they're probably up to no good. We've got to stop them.
Yeah, right.
In order to get to
No me dice nada del PSG, parece. Al menos de este, a ver del otro.
You know, I thought I heard of Ames somewhere before. DIA would mean we're talking about Nastasha's ex-husband.
Nastasha? Nastasha Romanenko? Isn't she the one who wrote In the Darkness of Shadow Moses? Where is she now?
Your guess is as good as mine, but she's probably still a heavy smoker.
¿Ves? Ahí te luces con la traducción. La expresión fumar como un carretero es tremendamente española. Ahí sí te la sacas. Pero luego me escribes billón de billion y me cago encima totalmente.
The PSG-1 is an anti-terrorist automated sniper rifle. It features roller-locked action which allows a full, free-floating barrel. The end result is an automatic rifle with precision equal to that of a bolt-action sniper rifle. The rifle has a 5-round group capacity of 50 millimeters at a range of approximately 270 meters. In my opinion, the PSG-1 is one of the finest sniper rifles in the world. Although you've probably fired a few rounds in VR training, there are a few differences in handling the rifle you should be aware of. First, that the PSG-1 is equipped with a special magnification adjustable scope. For precision shooting, it allows you to zoom in on your target, and for wide-range viewing, all you have to do is zoom out. Another difference is that you aren't limited to firing from the prone position. In short, you can fire from a crouching or standing position. However, the less stable your position, the tougher it is to hold your aim steady. For accuracy, the best thing to do is crawl up to your target and fire from a prone position.
Interesante. Ya tengo a los gatos campeándome la puerta. ¿Seguro que no me cuentas nada del PSG tranquilizante?
In order to...
No hay códec del PSG-1 tranquilizante.
The PSG-1D that you have there is a PSG-1 with a modified barrel for firing tranquilizer rounds. It handles like a PSG-1. The only difference is that it spares lives. It's up to you whether you want to use it or not.
Vale, ¿y qué me cuentas del AK-74?
So, you've got an AKS-74U. The AK is an outstanding rifle in terms of precision and reliability. As evidenced by widespread licensed manufacturing, not to mention large quantities of illegal reproductions, the AK is in high demand around the world. It is often used as reference for the design of new rifle models. Designs for Israel's Galil, Finland's Valmet, and other rifles are based on the basic structure of the AK.
La plataforma.
You have a smaller model of the AKS-74 that was designed for use by Special Forces personnel. The stock will only extend to a maximum length of 726 millimeters, a feature that makes the rifle easier to handle in small spaces. The AK can be fitted with a suppressor. With a suppressor, you won't have to worry about your gunshots being heard.
Me encantan estos códecs. Y por último, ¿qué me dices del M4?
In order to get...
Venga, no seas tímido conmigo, Snake.
Looks like you've got an M4. The M4 is an assault carbine favored by the US SOCOM. It's a descendant of the M1 carbine used in World War II. The 4 refers to the fact that it's the 4th carbine to be officially adopted by the American military. Basically, it was developed for the Special Forces using the M16A as a base. The M4 carries 30 rounds of 5.56mm by 45 SS-109s.
Ah, qué friki es Kojima, tío, me
carbines
encanta.
are short-barreled rifles originally developed for cavalry use. But as far as you're concerned, you won't need to remember that.
Kojima es muy friki en cuanto a este tipo de códex se refiere. Me falta un arma. Ya ves, el RGB.
You've got an RGB-6, a Croatian-manufactured 40mm 6-round grenade launcher. It's a weapon that was unavailable in VR training. The RGB-6 has a spring-driven revolver-type cylinder for handling 6 grenades. It delivers grenades with greater accuracy than throwing the things, and it's effective for taking out enemies with body armor, not to mention those hiding behind objects. Since a launched grenade travels on a parabolic trajectory, hitting a target depends on your angle of fire.
Me encanta. La del M4 me ha encantado. Creo que no me falta nada más. El Claymore, el C4, las Stun Grenade. Vamos a ver. Ya que nos hemos puesto... Me gustan mucho estos códex. No seas tímido, Snake. Vamos. Cuéntamelo todo, papu.
A stun grenade, huh? It's a non-lethal weapon designed to daze enemies with a blinding flash of light and an ear-splitting bang. When it goes off, it emits a flash equivalent to 2.5 million candelas and an explosive sound of over 160 decibels. In simpler terms, that's over 120 times the brightness of a police flashlight and the sound of a jet during takeoff. At the same time, it releases about 2,700 degrees Celsius of heat, but that's only at the millisecond level, so don't expect it to ignite anything. The sound emission is also at the millisecond level, so there's no permanent damage to the victim's hearing. Used properly, your enemies will lose consciousness. It's not a lethal weapon.
Vamos para afuera. Ahora voy a poneros comida, ¿vale? Ya están deseando comer. No, me he equivocado.
Shoot a fire extinguisher and the contents will spew out. It's probably a good way to distract the enemy. If you ever find yourself under pursuit, give it a try.
Uy. Vale, me faltan un par de cosas y ya vamos. A ver qué me cuentas de la Chaff. Espera.
In order to get... You're holding a Chaff Grenade, an electronic warfare weapon designed to disrupt electronic equipment and jam transmissions. Detonated with a small charge, the grenade releases chaff and a miniature active jammer. The grenade should render electronic equipment useless for a brief period of time. It's important to note that radar and other equipment which you might have on hand will also be affected. So be careful with the thing if you're using electronic devices.
No, la verdad es que no. Ojalá fuese verdad, pero no. En plan, le tiro una Chaff. Y una cosa tan simple. Vamos a ver, vamos a probar, a ver. Sin ir más lejos, el sensor láser funciona. ¿Qué más? Por esa regla, los prismáticos, las térmicas tampoco deberían funcionar. Los prismáticos, qué pena, tío. Eso es una regla que Snake te explica, pero no se aplica. Madre mía, qué rima, chaval. Soy... En fin. Cuéntame sobre las Claymore que a ti te gustan, Snake. Venga, no seas tímido, va. Una más, la tercera va la vencida. No, pues nada, tío, ya te has cansado. ¡Vámonos! Cuidado que ahora no veo por dónde voy. Unas balas. Necesito balas del M9, tío. Voy pelado. Una más. Nada. En fin. Sé que en el parcel... En el parcel room no sé. Pero sé que en el helipuerto hay. Pero claro, ir hasta el helipuerto para pillar 4 balas de la M9. En algún momento no me voy a acordar y me voy a comer una mina en esa parte. En el puente este. ¡Ah! ¡Dios! Uf. plan infalible. Fucking genius. O sea, soy un puto genio. Volví que no estaba, no te preocupes, no te has perdido mucho. Básicamente llevo 10 minutos de reloj escuchando códex sobre todas las armas. Bueno, si estabas antes de que terminase. Voy muy mal de balas del M9. Necesito balas del M9. Y me las vas a dar tú. Ven aquí. Dámelas, he dicho. Y no te escurras, ¿eh? Hostia. No hay nadie. No te me escurras, ¿eh? Cuidado. ¿Mañana haces stream? Pues no lo sé, no tengo nada que hacer. Hoy tenía que ir a comer a... ¡Oh! No sabía que eso podía pasar. Eso ha sido lamentable. Y se va a despertar, cuidado. Era pentacemina igualmente, pero... Joder. Va. Venga. Este no me da nada. Yo tengo que rejugarlo el R3. Aún lo tengo ahí. Aún lo tengo ahí instalado. No lo he desinstalado porque quería rejugarlo. Porque literalmente solo me lo pasé una vez. Pero creo que el final me quemó tanto que dije, buah. El final me quemó muchísimo. La verdad que se les fue un poco la olla con el... No voy a hacer spoilers, obviamente, pero... Se les fue un poquillo con el final.
Freeze.
¿Me puede ver desde ahí el del... Mierda. Oh, ha sudado de mí, perfecto. Cuidado que está el de los prismáticos. Voy a ir por abajo. Sí, con el 2 se la sacaron. Y el 3 se nota que no lo hace la misma gente. Se nota, se nota. Corre, corre. ¡Uf! Nadie. Venga, chao. Vale, vamos a por el Harrier. Vale. Voy a guardar. Aquí tranquilidad. Que la podemos liar. Muy hard.
Jack, do you need to save?
Yep. Debería de spamear unas cuantas veces el guardado para ver qué nos cuenta Rose.
Jack, how's the mission going?
Fine.
Fine? Is that it?
Look, I really don't feel like talking about the mission. At least with you. I want to talk about something else.
Okay, then. Let's talk about you.
Get real.
Yeah, your least favorite subject.
That's not...
Oh, yeah? Then go ahead and say something.
Like what?
Anything. Tell me something about yourself.
I can't think of anything interesting to say. Why do you want to talk about me so badly?
Because I'm curious.
But why?
Is it really that strange to want to know more about someone you love?
No, it's not strange, but...
You know, sometimes I... Oh, look, now we're talking about me, not you. Why won't you tell me anything? About what you were like as a child? What kind of things you liked to do? What kind of people your parents were? I've never heard you talk about any of that. Why? Don't
Bien
you
hecho.
think it's just a little bit unusual?
Bien hecho con
that
lo de
I
las
don't know
ganzúas. Yo hice lo
anything
mismo.
about my own boyfriend's past?
Uf.
Rose, when I get back, I'll tell you everything.
Is that a promise?
Yes, it's a promise.
Una más, una más, una más.
Jack, is that you?
Y yo me dejé cosas, En el capítulo 1 me dejé una gema. No sé dónde. En el capítulo 1 me dejé una gema y no desbloqueé todos los ítems del puzzle este rancio. Pero...
Rose.
So, have you decided to talk yet?
Nope.
No.
That's too bad.
You're beginning. Why are you so interested in me all of a sudden?
Because I'm curious. More so than before. Does it really bother you that much?
There must be some things you don't want to say.
Like what?
You know, those things you don't want to say.
Let's see. Things you don't want to say. Like that you've been
Básicamente
married
lo de
before,
las gemas
that you're 80
es
years
como
old,
encontrar
that you
las
used to be a
teclas
woman.
en el 2, en el remake del 2.
What exactly is it you won't
Lo que pasa
tell
es que
me?
al ser un
Do you think
puzzle
I'd hate you if I knew?
que estaba en el 1,
Do you
o sea, en el
really
1
have
en el
that little
original,
faith in me?
pues esperas que
No,
desbloquee algo más
it's nothing
interesante
like
que un
that.
ítem.
Then what is it?
Pero bueno.
It really bothers me. The fact that there's a side of you I don't know. Sometimes I just can't help myself.
You've got me right now. Isn't that enough?
No, it's not. I'm sorry. I know I'm being greedy, but it's just not enough.
Uf, el salseíto evoluciona bien, ¿eh? Vale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Y queda la difícil. Vale, se dispara con el cuadrado. ¡Ah! ¡Ah! Vale, me falta una. No sé dónde, pero me falta una. Me falta una. Vale, creo que sé cuál es. ¿No? ¿Al otro lado? Ahí está. Ahí está. ¿Bu? ¿Cuándo has entrado en la habitación? Venga, sal. Ahora voy a poneros comida. Me cargo el Harrier y voy a poneros comida. Venga, sal. Va. No, miau no. I'll let you go in style. Es que esta escena es demasiado buena para cortarlo ahora. Otacon!
Raiden, I found us a ride.
I'm all ears.
One of the enemy's Kasatkas.
Is it in good shape?
Full tank. I'm heading for Shell 1 now. What about that Harrier?
It's not on the heliport here.
Good. I'll set this one down there then.
Can you cover the hostages? They're being held on level B1 in the core. Pliskin, you didn't happen to find any other places where hostages were being held, did you?
No, nothing like that.
Okay.
How many hostages are there?
There's a few short of 30. One dead and several wounded.
The Kasatka's cargo area will hold 13 max.
What about the other Kasaka?
I sabotaged it. It can't come after us if it can't get off the ground. We'll have to make 2 trips.
Can you fly a Kasaka?
I have a pilot who's flown the civilian model, the KA-62 in VR. There's not a whole lot of difference between the military KA-60 and the civilian model.
Cleared for takeoff.
Raiden, let me introduce you to my partner, Otacon.
Otacon?
Otacon?
Nice to meet you.
What a weirdo.
Over here!
Damn! Raiden, I'll talk to you later.
And now this Otacon.
Colonel, I need some answers from you. Who exactly is Pliskin and his partner?
I know what you're thinking.
It keeps coming back to Shadow Moses. And now this Otacon.
AKA Hal Emmerich, PhD, a Shadow Moses survivor.
Rose?
Definitely not.
Snake and Otacon both became
Ahí díselo,
after
Raiden.
Shadow
Me
Moses
parece que no.
wanted for acts of terrorism.
An anti-Metal Gear organization.
They sabotaged and destroyed countless Metal Gear units throughout the world.
And were responsible for the incident 2 years ago that necessitated the construction of the big shell.
Snake and his partner aren't terrorists.
Jack, why are you defending them?
I look back on what I've done here so far, and things like training and sense of duty alone won't get you through a sneaking mission like this.
Jack, are you okay?
You need something higher. I can't think of the right word, but it has to be pure will, backed up by courage, or ideals, or something like that. I'd stake my life on it. The solid snake that saved Shadow Moses couldn't turn into a terrorist.
Maybe that's true, but they went down with that tanker 2 years ago. We even recovered Snake's body.
And the DNA test results on the body say it's him.
Jack, I know what you're saying, but Snake is dead. He can't be here, not even as this Dr. Hal Emmerich.
But that also means that he can't be the terrorist leader behind this thing.
Se viene el escenón. Me encanta, me la pone muy dura esta escena. Es la mejor escena del juego, yo creo. Es... Buah. Buah, esta la tenéis que disfrutar sin mi cara.
I've been waiting for you. A messenger from the Patriots. Where do I know him from?
So you're the boss around here?
No, not just around here. I'm the boss to surpass Big Boss himself. Solid Snake. No, that is not Solid Snake. Pleasant surprise, brother.
Save it. You work of mine.
Don't say you've forgotten me, Snake.
Snake?
Right, take cover. Stop impersonating him. Brother, I'm a whole different game from Liquid. That the best you can do, Snake?
Did I get him? We're in trouble. It's the Harrier.
The world needs only one big boss. I'll drown you fools for interfering.
Right. This is the Stinger missile launcher. The Kasaka can't stand up to the Harrier. You have to shoot the Harrier down.
Snake, we got company.
I'm counting on you.
Ya solo con la música, tío, sabes que este boss es especial. Es que es increíble. ¿Bliskin no contesta? Ah, pues sí.
Right. I'll back you up from the chopper. If I see you run short of an item, I'll toss it down. Make good use of those. Right. You've got those stingers I gave you earlier, right?
Portable anti-aircraft missiles? I had complete VR training in those too.
Gee, I feel so much better knowing that. Hopefully you'll know how to use them in actual battle conditions. Shoot the Harrier down with your Stinger missile.
Snake trata a Raiden como una mierda, me encanta.
You won't be able to move around. As soon as you see the Harrier headed your way, find cover. Hit the weapon menu button to do a weapon quick change. Make use of it.
Y trata como basura, tío.
The Harrier 2 is an upgraded version of the world's first practical V-stall fighter plane. By shifting the propulsion of the engine nozzles on the sides, the plane can handle short-distance vertical takeoffs and landings. The payload capacity of the Harrier 2 is considerably larger than its predecessor due to improved engine output. As a result, it carries more armament, starting with a 25mm machine gun pod on the fuselage pylon. There are air-to-surface rockets on both wings and various for air-to-air missiles and cluster bombs. You won't be able to take out one of these with small arms fire. The fact is, you'll need to use Stinger missiles.
Let's go!
Right, catch!
¡Lo tengo, lo tengo! Ese sí. La Play 3 no puede con el humo, La puta Play 3 no puede con el humo. ¿Dónde está? ¿Dónde está? Se me parten dos, como me pille. ¡No sé cuál es! ¡Oh! Vale, es esta. Joder. Es que hay algunas que se rompen y te hace daño igualmente.
I'll let you go out in style.
¡Oh no! ¡Oh no! ¡Oh no! ¡Oh! ¿Te ha gustado? ¡Buah, qué paliza le estoy dando! Estoy jugando mejor de lo que esperaba. ¡Oh! Ahí viene. ¿Puede darme? No lo sé, ¡Ah! ¡Ay! Joder, qué mal lo paso con este jefe. Hijo puta, al final me ha pillado. Snake, porfa, haz algo. Snake, haz algo. Yo me ocupo, no hace nada. Ah, señor. Lo odio. Vas a morir. Puto Snake, no, es inútil. Sí, venga, ponte en medio, ¿qué más?
I'll let you go out in style. What the?
Ahí viene otra vez. ¿Qué coño? ¡Ah! ¡Ah! ¿Qué coño? ¿Qué? Merecido por inútil. Estaba justo detrás. Ay. Vamos, muere. Le tengo. Me la voy a jugar. Me la voy a jugar. ¡Oh, me ha esquivado! Que me mata. No lo mato. Que me muero. Tío, por favor. Al final me hubiese matado. Qué pena. Casi lo hago perfecto, tío. El Stinger de cerca no vale para nada. Totalmente inútil. Pero bueno, ahora sí, GG. No vale para nada el puto Stinger de cerca. Completamente inútil. ¿Lo habéis visto? Que te mueras ya. No vale para nada, tío, el puto Stinger de cerca. Bueno, pasamos a la fase 2 del juego, por así decirlo.
There's something coming up.
El original.
That's Metal Gear. It's already active.
Básicamente este nivel funciona como... Es el nexo entre el Cell 1 y el Cell 2, y a su vez es el nexo entre lo que podría ser un segundo capítulo del juego, porque es cuando pasan un montón de cosas importantes, digamos, y hay un cambio enorme.
They got my eye.
Bueno, lo he hecho lo mejor que he podido.
Fab, go. Ha. What's that?
It's running on water.
Que se le va, al BAM se le va.
Raiden, you all right?
Yeah. How about you guys?
Barely managed, but we're all right.
The chopper?
Are you
We need some time for
Snake?
repairs.
Oh.
The president's all yours.
Okay. Can I ask you something?
What?
Are you the Snake? They said you were dead.
No, not me. There are still too many things I need to do.
Snake, you're a legend, and that's why I need to ask you this.
Legend? A legend is nothing but fiction. Someone tells it, someone else remembers. Everybody passes it on.
I'm here because I was assigned to this mission, not because I want to. If I could, I'd be out of here in a second. How could you come back to all this? Why keep fighting?
There's something my best friend said to me once.
What?
We're not tools of the government or anyone else. Fighting was the only thing I was good at, but at least I always fought for what I believed in.
What about the DNA results from that body?
That was Liquid's body. He and Snake are identical on the genetic level.
Liquid?
A deception, for our own protection. We stole his frozen body from some organization. Kind of a hassle, though.
That's all there is to it.
Are you two really an NGO?
Insofar as we're a non-profit organization of civilians advocating a cause, yes. The cause happens to be the eradication of Metal Gear.
We work on our own, but it's a cause worth fighting for.
Why would you stick your neck out for something this risky?
That's the way I used to look at it 4 years ago. I was holed up in the middle of nowhere in Alaska, drinking too much.
We have a responsibility to the coming generations, to the world.
What responsibility?
To keep track of the mistakes we've made as a species.
We need to remember, to spread the word, to fight for change. And that's what keeps me alive.
You think you can change the future?
Nah, I'm not as arrogant as that.
What you do isn't grassroots activism. It's more like terrorism.
I admit that.
But our group, Philanthropy, received some information.
Eso es gracioso porque
Metal Gear prototype was being
en Metal Gear Solid 4 no se vuelve a nombrar Philanthropy. Sin embargo, en varios capítulos se ve a Otacon manejando un helicóptero de Philanthropy. De la nada. Cuando se supone que tiene un helicóptero de puta madre en el avión.
We're here on our own, not under anyone's orders. We have our own battles. Otacon's here for someone. I'm not.
This is a military mission.
Jack, are you all right?
Just barely.
You almost gave me a heart attack.
Sorry, it wasn't intentional.
I know that, and I know I need to stay stronger.
Whatever. Say a prayer for me, Rose, so I can come back.
You will make it back. I'm with you all the way, remember?
That means a lot to me, you know.
Ahí
I'm
díselo.
going to save the data, okay, Jack?
Díselo, get fucking real. ¿Cuánto llevo? Tanto de stream llevo casi 2 horas. Yo creo que llegaré hasta Bump y lo dejaré por ahí.
Colonel, Metal Gear's already gone active.
It's not too late. You can still prevent a nuclear strike by securing the president and preventing password confirmation from taking place. Get to the president.
Verdad, aún nos falta
He's in the core section of Shell 2.
aún nos falta toda la parte del presidente y tal.
Images. Looks like you can get to the core from the other side of Strut L.
The core hasn't gone under yet from what we can tell. Follow the railings down, then jump onto the pipes.
The only viable strut in the outer perimeter is the L. That attack just now doesn't make any sense. It's like they have no more use for this place.
Colonel, you were monitoring the codec calls. That man was the real Snake all along.
Maybe.
Maybe?
Don't let your guard down with him.
Why do you say that?
Because they were never a part of the simulation. They're an unknown factor.
You can take your simulation and... We're out here, we bleed, we die.
Calm down.
I suggest that you do, Raiden. Even if that is Snake. That has no bearing on your mission.
Colonel, you and Snake used to be on the same side. I don't understand. I read about you and Snake in the Darkness of Shadow Moses.
I don't give a damn what that piece of trash said. Do you get me?
Wow. Me encanta. Me encanta. Cómo se cabrea, ¿eh? Uy, me llaman. Usa el spray refrigerante para controlar el fuego. Uy, gracias, Olga. A ver, menú, escribir, písame. Hay una ración ahí. Me voy a caer, por cierto. Lo he hecho bien. Es que no te da chance, ¿eh? Me la voy a jugar. Qué mal lo paso siempre con ese salto, tío. ¡Olga! Perfecto. ¿Me dice algo nuevo Snake ahora que tengo el silenciador? No creo. Mira, cambia de Pliskin a Snake. No, es verdad.
Raiden, you cover the president. Make contact with him before the confirmation of the nuclear launch code. We are going to start repairs on the Kamov. That should keep our hands full for a while. I did a round of Shell 2 during bomb disposal. Let me know if you have any questions.
Siempre... No, mierda, no quería llamar otra vez. Bueno.
So Iroquois Pliskin was an alias.
Ojo a esto.
Of course.
And the rank of Lieutenant Junior grade?
Made it up.
That's just great. Anyway, I get the Pliskin part, but what about
Son referencias.
Iroquois is a Frankified version of the Algonquin word for rattlesnakes. It's what they called their enemies.
Algonquin?
The Algonquin Nation. One of the many groups of Native Americans who used to call
Pliskin,
Manhattan Island
creo que es
home.
por una
The majority of
película.
tribes in what's now the state of New York were a
Creo
part
que
of
lo
the
de Pliskin
Algonquin
es por una
Nation.
peli.
So this was a stronghold of snakes.
By the way, Manhattan means Island of Hills in Algonquin.
Rescato Nueva York, que era del... El actor este que... No me acuerdo el nombre, pero un actor que me encanta. Hizo también la peli de Soldier en esa época. Dios, anoche acabé viendo Starship Troopers, no sé por qué. Anoche a las 3 de la mañana dije, coño, esta peli y tal. Puse en YouTube Starship Troopers español. Y correcto, la película estaba... Peliculón, por cierto, me lo pasé muy bien. Pero, cielo santo, tocando fondo. Kurt Russell, cierto. Que salió en las pelis de Fast and Furious, en las últimas. Yo me quedé flipado, está muy viejo ya ese hombre. Está muy viejito ya el hombre. Va, a dormir. Creo... Hostia. ¿Cómo lo ha visto? No. Uf. ¿Qué pasa, Alex? Muy bien. Aquí estamos. Ahora que lo pienso, luego, ¿desde dónde defiende Snake a Emma luego cuando hacemos la parte de Emma? Porque yo no veo ahí. Creo que se lo inventan. Nunca me había fijado. O está una plataforma la misma, o es esa plataforma que había abajo. La verdad es que no lo sé. Sería raro un error así viniendo de Kojima. Vale, cuidadito aquí. Lo ideal sería tirar una chaff, para que aunque me pillen no puedan dar la alarma. No pueden dar la alarma. ¿What? Y funcionan los cipher. Bueno, pues ya está. Pues ok. Perfecto. Muchas gracias por darme las chaff, Kojima. Son muy útiles. Me encanta. Me encanta. Eso no me lo esperaba, ¿eh? Eso ha sido Eso ha sido muy decepcionante. Tengo que esperar aquí. Y os preguntaréis ¿por qué? Porque si paso a la siguiente zona en precaución, no triggereo la cosa más preciosa de este juego. Así que mientras la precaución se va, no se va. La precaución no se va. Vale, vamos a hacer una cosa. Voy a ver si sale el tío meando con la precaución. Si no, me suicido. No se va la precaución. No, ¿verdad? Bueno, ha sido un placer. ¡Harto un bañito, Raiden!
Raiden, come in. Raiden.
No me lo esperaba lo de la Chaff. Pensaba que... De verdad pensaba que iba a funcionar. Era un plan perfecto. Uy. Vale, un momento. Ah, bueno, de puta madre.
Freeze.
¡Hasta luego! Bueno, yo lo veo balanceado, como todo debería estar. Perfectamente balanceado, como debería estar todo. Ya casi he llegado a Endgame. Me queda nada. I'm going to go in my pants.
What? I'm going to go in my pants. Nobody's looking, right?
¡Ah! ¡Sí! ¡Ah!
The enemy has already entered the nuclear launch code.
Eso no es lo que quería oír.
Raiden, my sympathies. Sneaking missions are called wet works for a reason after all.
Don't worry about it, Jack. It's okay.
Rose?
That is, as long as you take a shower the second you get back. Do we have a deal?
Solo por ese codec merece la pena.
Raiden, your current...
¿Y Prisky me dice algo?
Raiden, you...
Nah.
If you shoot those pipes, I'll...
Por cierto, siempre me pareció muy curioso las plataformas que en ningún momento llegas a tocar durante el juego, que básicamente son esta de aquí, no la llegas a tocar. Aquí, en la... ¿cómo se diría? La plataforma de procesado tampoco la llegas a tocar. El almacén del Cell 2 tampoco vas nunca. Assembly Facility. Esto sería como la instalación de montaje. Aquí tampoco, y aquí tampoco llegas. Y esto creo que es el laboratorio. Ahí. Laboratorio bioquímico. Básicamente del Cell 2 solo vas al núcleo. Es que realmente solo entras en el núcleo. Luego entras aquí, Sewage Treatment Facility, que creo que es el tratamiento de aguas residuales, si no me equivoco. Pero realmente no exploras, porque se está yendo todo ya a la mierda y está todo cerrado. O sea, es una lástima. Lo único que exploras del Cell 2 es el núcleo. Y ni tampoco, porque está todo inundado. Sí, va a oler bastante ameado durante un tiempo, sí. Creo que no falta ninguno. ¿Ves? Todo esto, por alguna razón, está reventado. Voy a darle caña al R6. Eso es. Pues buena suerte, compañero. Muy desaprovechado el Cell 2, por desgracia. Pero claro, el juego habría durado demasiado. Tampoco... ¿sabes? Tampoco puedes alargar más el juego. Pero me sigue dando pena, porque veo las posibilidades que dan todas esas plataformas y sus nombres y tal. Y digo, joder.
My father had some unfinished business with him.
Písame, por favor.
Calm yourself.
Nah, ya paro con el meme de... Bueno, no, en verdad no voy a parar, pero es que me hace mucha gracia.
Then screw your plan.
Y que Olga, me mola mucho, tío. Me recuerda a Harrier.
To the bottom of the ocean, right next to my old man.
The launch comes first.
Damn it. Where's Ocelot?
Not here.
I don't trust him.
Don't talk that way about one of your own.
He's not one of my own. He left my father to die, remember?
Olga, we'll talk later. We need to get started on the final checks for the unit.
All right. I'm headed back there.
The upper connecting bridge to Shell 1 is down.
What about the chopper?
The cam-off is out of action. Take the oil fence from strut L.
I'll tell my men to start pulling out.
Not yet. Their retrieval comes last. The intruder's still at work.
Gracias por el spam, Alex.
Snake.
What about the other man?
He's got luck on his side, certainly.
He survived that explosion. Listen, Olga, the code confirmation is in 1 hour. Keep the president alive until then.
I know. No one gets in here. Turn the currents on.
Of course.
Aquí hay algo muy interesante, por cierto.
High voltage currents on.
The door stays shut.
No nos queda mucho juego, El próximo día lo acabamos ya.
And it's no job for bare hands.
All right. Come back immediately.
One more thing.
What?
We leave for Russia when this business is done. I want half the money for that.
Of course. That was part of the agreement.
We start living for ourselves after this. If there's anyone who wants to stay here, I want you to take good care of them.
Gladly. Gerlukovich soldiers are the cream of the crop.
It's time they went free.
What happened to rebuilding Mother Russia?
The old man is dead. The world is a different place now.
It's your life.
Just as a reminder, I'm going to say this again, one last time.
About time this game is streamed.
On us.
The feeling is mutual.
I just stream it at least one time a year.
I'm in front of the room where they're keeping the president.
Everything all right?
No sign of flooding, but I can't get close to the door. The floor is electrified.
Don't test it. You'll be bacon.
Any suggestions?
Remember the Shadow Moses VR training.
Take out the circuit panel?
Right.
But there's no way into the room.
Try ventilation ducts.
Yeah, I think I see one.
Look for a remote control missile launcher. You can guide it through the duct into the room.
Thank you for the follow, Sephiroth. Welcome.
Got it.
Right, but make sure you don't hit the president.
I usually talk in Spanish,
with nanomachines.
But if you have any question, I can talk in English.
Raise him.
We've tried that repeatedly, but there's no response. It looks like the walls have a built-in radio shield.
So that's why Ames lost contact with him.
If you need to confirm his position, you can log into the node.
Understood.
Locate a remote control missile launcher first.
Aquí hay algo muy interesante que podemos hacer. Y es que básicamente podemos perder las cajas. ¿Cuál nos cargamos? La de Son of the Enders está tocada. Esta es de McFarlane Toys, que por cierto es real, es puta publicidad. Nunca me había fijado. Voy a cargar la de McFarlane Toys. Hala. Y la caja desaparece, caballeros. El presidente no se cosca de nada. Bueno, hay que ir a por el Nikita. Tengo que ir a ponerle comida a los gatetes. Ahí está. Están mis gatos matándose ahí fuera. ¿En serio no se despierta? ¿Y si te pega un guantazo contra la pared? ¿Oís? Son mis gatos matándose. Te pones tonto, Presi. Y mira, suda tu vida, Se la suda. ¡Stop! ¡Lo he asustado! Vaya. No sé ni cómo no me he suicidado. Qué poco rango tiene, ¿no? El C4. Hostia. Es que lo quiero ver en directo. Quiero ver en directo cómo se asusta. Perfecto. Qué poco rango tiene el... A ver si Pliskin me dice dónde hay... Seguro que Pliskin... O sea, Snake... Pliskin. Bien. Me dice dónde hay un Nikita.
Snake, do you know where I can find some remote-controlled missiles?
Remote-controlled missiles. I saw something on B1 in the core of Shell 2. But be careful. Contaminated seawater's broken out of the tanks thanks to that explosion. Most of B1 is probably flooded by now.
Ok, voy un momento a ponerle comida a los gatetes, no tardo nada y estoy aquí, pongo un anuncio de mientras. Vamos, venga, sí. voy a poner un rato el ventilador mirando hacia mí porque me estoy muriendo, ¿vale? A mí no me saltan nunca los anuncios. Igual porque eres moderador. No lo sé. Vale. Me voy a poner un rato el ventilador mirando hacia mí. Espero que no se escuche en el micro. No debería.
Stop it.
Es que me estoy muriendo. Tengo este sobaco. ¿Qué coño? Si es que se ve y todo. Está mojado completamente. Es horrible el calor que hace. Yo creo que sí. Yo creo que deberíamos matar a Vamp y el resto de juego dejarlo para el próximo día. Porque realmente después de Vamp, ¿qué queda? Llegar hasta Emma, lo del puente, se cargan a Emma y ya es el Arsenal. Y ya es la recta. Es que realmente no nos queda tanto. Espero que no se suelten los pósters, tío. Lo peor de tener el ventilador puesto todo el día es que a los pósters les va entrando aire y les va entrando aire y al final la chincheta no da de sí y se suelta. Por eso no está el póster de Death Stranding, porque lo tengo que volver a pegar.
B1 is completely flooded from what I can see.
You'll have to swim through.
Y el de Anthem se cayó, pero lo he apañado con cinta de doble cara.
When you're on the surface, you can swim in corresponding directions using the up, down, left, and right movement of the left stick.
¿Coronel?
Push the punch button to dive down from the surface.
¿Qué le había pasado en la voz? Uy, esos doblajes del remaster. ¡Cómo me gustan! ¡Qué ricos!
Stroke.
Cállate. Sé nadar. La pregunta es si me acuerdo por dónde es. No, por aquí no. ¿Qué es eso? ¡Oh! Las Night Vision. Aquí abajo no las puedo usar. Vaya, pues sí. Pero tú no decías que hoy no dormías aquí. Ah, pero que luego te vas. Ah, vale, vale, vale. Vale, que no te he entendido. Estoy grabando, ¿vale? Les acabo de poner comida.
Escucha, están en tu trabajo. Tu trabajo.
¿Qué?
Están en el local, todos ahí con música, con chavalas y todo.
Muy bien por ello. Pues ahí está el Jack que estaba comiendo.
Bueno, ¿qué tal con la vuelta?
Bien, sí. Va sobre apoyo, está ahí en la nevera. Me entorno un poco la puerta, ¿vale?
Remote-controlled missiles. I saw something on B1 in the
No, ya, si me lo comeré yo.
But be careful. Contaminated seawater's broken out of the tanks thanks to that explosion. Most of B1 is probably flooded by now.
Vale, no nos cuentan nada interesante. Vale, estoy un poco perdido. Creo que no era por aquí. No, definitivamente. ¿Por aquí? Y ahora... Uy, cuidado. A la derecha. Ahí está.
You have the remote-controlled
Qué
missile.
mal se ve el
Good
streaming
job.
con el agua,
Now
tío.
head for the first floor of the Shell 2 core. Take out the power source and make contact with the president before the launch code can be reconfirmed. Hurry.
10 euros a que reviento al presidente. En plan, sin hacer la aposta. 10 euros a que la cago y me cargo al presidente. Es que no sería la primera vez ni me sorprendería. Ya verás cómo me cargo al presidente, porque el tío es inútil y va hacia el misil. Le dice, coño, un misil, voy a ir hacia él. Total, luego te pide que lo mates, así que... Yo siempre lo he hecho desde aquí. Por eso antes... Hay un Moai en los conductos, por cierto. A ver qué me cuenta Pliskin del Nikita.
You've got yourself a remote-controlled missile. Referred to as Nikita, it's a wireless guided projectile. It's a surveillance missile based on micro-air vehicle technology. You control it by watching the image transmitted from the CCD camera mounted on the missile. Although it's primarily designed for scouting missions, it carries a small explosive charge that allows a long-distance attack. You can also trigger the charge by removing it from equip status following the missile's launch. You won't be able to move while controlling the missile. Also, you'll have to be careful that you don't run out of fuel while it's in flight. Unlike VR training, you won't have a bird's eye view to help you control the missile.
Habéis entendido eso último, ¿no? Porque en el VR, como las misiones VR son con la cámara del Metal Gear Solid 1, de Play 1, el misil, si os acordáis, se controlaba desde una vista cenital. Y me falta el Stinger.
The Stinger is a portable surface-to-air missile launcher. Once you lock onto a target and fire, the missile will automatically pursue the target using its infrared seeker. However, the Stinger you have hasn't been updated to deal with countermeasures. The missile's seeker might be thrown off course by flares. Don't forget that.
Vale. Vamos allá. A ver si no la lío. A ver si no me cargo al presi. Primero lo tengo que despertar, porque si lo destruyo estando él ahí me lo cargo. Y ahora hay que llevar cuidado de no llevármelo por delante. Mierda. Yo digo que se me estampa contra el misil. ¿Atentos? Vale, bueno, casi. Vamos a disfrutar de una charlita. Es muy reveladora la charla con el presidente. Después de la conversación final, antes de pelear con Solidus, diría que es la conversación más reveladora del juego. Es enorme el launcher, tío. No tiene ningún sentido este arma. ¿Dónde estaba el Moai? No recuerdo dónde estaba el Moai. ¿Por aquí? Acabo de ver. ¿Por qué hay cosas? Puedo entrar ahí dentro, hay cosas. He visto unas revistas. Acabo de descubrir que se puede entrar ahí dentro. En fin. ¿Qué pasa, Presi? Correcto. Ahí, tócamela bien.
President Johnson.
Huh? So you're finally here.
You've been expecting me?
Your equipment, that skull suit isn't exactly standard
pero si
military
no
issue.
llevo el
Are you
skull
all right,
suit.
sir?
Lo he hecho a posta solo por decir este comentario, ¿vale? Lo de ponerme el equipamiento enemigo. Lo he hecho a propósito.
I'm prepared to face the consequences of my betrayal.
What are you?
Uy.
What the?
Uy, pero sí.
You're a man? Well, who are you?
Foxhound, sir.
Foxhound? I see.
Puedo hacer lo que tú quieras, Presi.
Now things are starting to make a little sense. Switch over to nano communication so nobody can listen in.
Yes, sir.
Creo que es esta la conversación. O la siguiente. No, es la siguiente.
Yes.
Mr. President, it's my understanding that the terrorists have managed to input the code sequence necessary for launching a nuclear strike.
That's correct. I punched the sequence in myself.
You're working for them?
If you asked me 2 hours ago, my answer would have been yes. Right now, they're keeping me alive until my vital signs are reconfirmed.
They betrayed you?
I wouldn't quite put it that way.
I wanted power. They sought destruction.
But why stoop to terrorism?
I wanted absolute power.
But you're the president. You have power.
No, I'm just a figurehead.
Huh?
I don't have any control. The real power is in the Patriots.
Es una gran revelación, realmente.
Patriots?
The truth behind this country. I'm not surprised you've never heard of them. Very few are aware of their existence, even among those with code word clearance.
Huh?
Politics, the military, the economy, they control it all. They even choose who becomes president. Putting it simply, the Patriots rule this country.
No.
Hard to believe, isn't it? But it's the truth. The space defense, income tax reduction, and national missile defense programs. Every policy that's been credited to me was actually done according to their instructions.
Space defense was initiated by Congress.
That's what the Patriots want the country to believe. It's all a show.
Es que es muy interesante.
Democracy is just a filler for textbooks. Think about it. Do you actually believe that public opinion influences the government?
No.
This country is shaped and controlled as the Patriots see fit. The people are shown what they want to believe. What you call government is actually a well-staged production aimed at satisfying the public.
Huh?
Don't look at me like that. I'm legally sane, you know.
It's not your sanity that worries me.
The Patriots. Even I don't know who the actual members are. Are they financial, political, or military leaders? No one knows who the Patriots really are. Even my instructions come from a cutout. All I've been told is that every key decision is made by a group of 12 men, known as the Wise Men's Committee.
Your office? The White House?
Merely puppets, pawns in a game. By pledging my loyalty, an insignificant son of a senator was awarded the presidency. Of course, that wasn't the only price I had to pay.
What do you mean?
Even if a pawn becomes a queen, it is still just a playing piece. I wanted to leave my own mark in history, but my ambitions were... You'll understand someday.
Cuando sea un ninja.
I wished to be a member of the Patriots.
Lo entenderé.
I wanted to wield the power of a king instead of being an expendable pawn.
And that justifies acts of terrorism?
Yes. I'd intended to use the new Metal Gear as a bargaining chip.
Bargaining chip?
But I underestimated Solidus. He actually wants to challenge the Patriots, even if it means the destruction of the world.
What are you saying?
Whether you believe it or not, the balance of power rests in the hands of the Patriots. They regulate the country's various interests through controlled presentation, staging a drama that is palatable to the general masses. Can you imagine what would happen if they ceased to function? Picture a massive political vacuum, a space that every powermonger will try to fill for their own greedy ends. I'm talking about an unregulated power struggle, panic, civil war, chaos. Like it or not, the Patriots is an organization that must continue to exist.
So you changed your mind because you wanted to avoid global chaos.
Exactly. When I told Solidus that I wished to prevent disaster, he replied that pawns can never become players.
And who is this Solidus?
My predecessor, George Sears. That was the name the public came to know him by. I knew him by his code name, Solidus Snake. He was the third snake, preceded by Solid and Liquid, a survivor of the Les Enfants Terribles project. Neither solid nor liquid. He was a well-balanced masterpiece that the Patriots saw fit to entrust with the presidency. However, he fell out of grace with the organization 4 years ago. When acting on his own, he started an incident.
4 years ago? Shadow Moses.
That's right. At the time, the DARPA chief, Donald Anderson, together with certain...
En Metal Gear Solid 1 te dicen que el presidente no sabía nada, pero lo sabía todo, porque tenía infiltrado a Ocelot.
Nuclear warhead. However, this did not fall in line with the Patriots' plans.
What's more, Solidus decided on his own to send his most trusted man, Ocelot, to provoke Liquid Snake, bringing about the said incident. As a result, he succeeded in obtaining Rex and the data on the warhead. But in doing so, he ended up revealing the existence of both Rex and the Genome Army, a blunder that earned him the wrath of the Patriots. Shortly thereafter, Solidus was removed from the presidential office.
I thought he resigned.
That's the story given to the general public. Following his resignation, the Patriots selected me, their new pawn, for the presidency.
But that would mean that the presidential race was...
That was quite a show, wasn't it? It was a well-scripted drama staged by the Patriots for the benefit of the public. Even the Democrats and Republicans were dancing to the Patriots' tune. Everything went according to plan, but for one exception. Following his resignation, Solidus' health was scheduled to fail him, bringing about his untimely death.
Capped?
Correct. But before the Patriots could execute their plot, Solidus went underground with the help of Ocelot. As he avoided pursuit, Solidus gained control of Dead Cell, winning over Colonel Golukovich's outfit. From there, he bided his time, knowing that his opportunity would soon arrive.
What opportunity?
The completion of the new Metal Gear project, an opportunity.
No, Black, lo estoy jugando en Play 3.
Against the Patriots. By stealing the Patriots' most
Aunque en
valuable
PC se puede jugar con un
he would be
emulador
able to place them in a very uncomfortable position. It's the
Incluso hay
only
una
chance he
versión de
has
PC,
for survival.
pero va bastante mal.
Once he has the new Metal Gear, he'll declare war against the Patriots. Needless to say, he must be stopped.
Metal Gear is already operational.
No, not yet. What you saw was Metal Gear Ray, hijacked 2 years ago from the Marines by Ocelot. That was not the new Metal Gear.
Then where's the new Metal Gear?
Right here.
What?
You're standing in it. To be more precise, this entire big shell facility is the new Metal Gear.
Would you say?
No, I'm quite serious.
Hay una versión de PC de Metal Gear Solid 2, pero deja bastante que desear. Primero porque no va a 60 FPS y segundo porque básicamente cogieron la versión de Play 2 y la pasaron a 16:9, que era la resolución de algunas pantallas de ordenador en aquella época ya. Pero no remasterizaron nada. Entonces hay escenas que se ven muy raras, porque claro, básicamente ensancharon el juego sin retocar nada más. Y queda un poco raro.
The Patriots had Ray redesigned to protect the new Arsenal gear.
En mi opinión, la mejor versión es la del remaster.
Guarding a Metal Gear.
Ironic, isn't it? That's not all. Arsenal gear has full access to the military's tactical network, giving it the ability to exercise absolute control over our nation's armed forces, not to mention our nuclear armament. In short, Arsenal was created to be the core of our country.
What kind of idiotic weapon?
Weapon? No, you're not seeing the full picture. Arsenal gear is more than just a military tool.
Yo lo tenía, pero en algún momento lo perdí.
It is a means to preserve the world as it is. It will establish a new form of control.
Perderlo, no lo habré perdido. Tiene que estar en alguna parte muy escondido, pero no sé dónde. Y por tenerlo en la estantería me compré el Substance de Japón. Por tener una carátula de Metal Gear Solid 2 en la estantería.
The Arsenal plans include a system to digitally manage the flow of information, making it possible to shape the truth for their own purposes. In short, the Arsenal system is the key to their supremacy.
The key?
Yes. The GW system is the Patriots' trump card. Arsenal gear will be fully operational when GW is successfully integrated. Once operational, it will be a completely new form of power for the Patriots to wield. I had hoped to seize the project from them, so that I would be in a strong bargaining position.
Bargain for what?
I'd hoped to trade my way into their ranks, but Solidus preferred rebellion. Outer Heaven, his plan to unleash a nuclear blast over the skies of Wall Street to break the Patriots' control over the business community, is also a key factor in his offensive effort.
Outer Heaven?
Listen, there isn't much time. The football served as the key for activating Arsenal gear. I've already input the necessary code sequence. It won't be long before GW begins to establish connections with other external systems, and Arsenal gear becomes fully operational. Stop them before that happens. That is your role.
Role?
You've got to find Emma Emmerich. She's the only one who can stop that thing once it's been activated.
Emma Emmerich?
She's the system programmer for Arsenal gear. I believe she's somewhere on level B1 in the core of this building.
I thought the levels below us were flooded.
I'm sure they won't let her die just yet, as she's the only remaining programmer for this project. According to Ocelot, she was being held in a locker room located in the northwest part of level B1.
Si hago stream.
Transmission and get
Pero bueno, en el próximo stream. Hoy creo que vamos a acabar con Bump por quitármelo de encima. Y poco más. Ya lo que queda de juego, el resto del juego, que no es demasiado, serán como mucho 3 horas.
A program for disrupting the control functions between GW and Arsenal gear. Take Emma to the computer room on level B2, Shell 1 core. She'll know how to load the program into the main system.
A virus?
That's right, modeled after Foxdie, a biological weapon designed to selectively eliminate personnel with a specific genetic code.
But why do you have it?
The Patriots had it engineered as a failsafe, and Ocelot forgot to search me. You've got to hurry. That disk is the only way you're going to stop Arsenal. Well, I've told you everything you need to know.
Se bien.
There's only one thing that remains to be done. Now, kill me.
What the?
There's no time to argue. The final check for my vital ID will start any second. If you kill me now, you'll at least prevent the nuclear strike.
Cut it out!
Do it! That's your role! Pull! No! Good!
That's abusing your right to free speech, Mr. President. Or is it ex-president?
The president! Why did you...
Alas, my finger must have slipped. I'll see you around, carrier boy.
Forget him. He did us a favor. Without free will, there is no difference between submission and rebellion. My only real choice is to put an end to this charade. Let me at least have the freedom to end it myself.
What are you?
Find Emma. Stop Arsenal. This is my last order as your commander-in-chief. I'm counting on you.
Tengo ganas de encontrar a Emma, aunque será ya, como he dicho, en el próximo stream, porque si no el de hoy se va a alargar mucho, pero se pueden hacer muchas cosas con Emma. Se ha sonado bastante mal, pero... Míralo, te puedes colar. ¿Puedo? No. No puedes mutilar al presi. Una pena. ¿Y se puede salir por aquí? Revistas... Vale, por aquí no se puede pasar. Revistas de las que le gustan a papá. Las quiero. Quiero mis revistas cachondas, ¿verdad? No. No sé si se puede salir por aquí. No. ¿Y si rompo? ¿What? ¿De dónde han salido estas? Esto no lo había visto. ¿Y si rompo esto? ¿Puedo ponerme aquí encima? Sí, voy a ver si rompiendo esto puedo bajar. Por probar cosas. Creo que esto no se rompe. No. Vale, no se puede salir. Está hecho así porque, claro, tienes que salir y triggerear el códex, supongo. No puedes salir de ninguna otra forma. Ahí está.
Colonel, the president is dead.
I see.
Not a
I'm sorry to
chance.
hear that.
Where do we go from here?
Your mission was to rescue the president and eliminate the terrorist threat. However, given the recent turn of events, we will honor the president's last directive. You must put a stop to Arsenal gear once and for all.
Eso es fácil decirlo.
Do you actually think there's any truth to his story about this big shell facility being a front for Arsenal gear?
I don't have the security clearance necessary to verify the facts. However, he was the president. I'm sure he knew what he was talking about.
Aren't you forgetting that he was part of the terrorist plot?
All the more reason why I believe his information is reliable.
Huh?
We're talking about a man who chose to die rather than risk a nuclear holocaust. Thanks to his sacrifice, the Nuclear Launch Authority has shifted to the vice president, effectively eliminating the terrorist threat.
Colonel, when you put it like that, it almost sounds like I should have assassinated the president to eliminate the threat.
That was not my intention. I was trying to point out that there is certainly some credibility to the words of a man who chose death to protect the innocent.
The Colonel has a point, Jack.
What about the information he gave me on the Patriots?
That's a new one on me. I'll see what I can find out. Raiden, we're running out of time. Find Emma. She's supposed to be located on level B1, in the core of that building you're in, right? You've got to find her before Arsenal becomes fully operational.
Hurry, Jack.
It's up to you to make sure that the president didn't sacrifice his life in vain.
Understood. Raiden out.
What's your status, Raiden?
Snake, the president, he's been assassinated.
What?
There was nothing I could do.
What about the nuclear strike code sequence?
He died before his vital ID could be reconfirmed.
Then the enemy's lost their nuclear strike capability.
But that Ocelot guy obviously killed the president on purpose.
Why?
It doesn't make any sense. They had to know that they couldn't launch the nuke if they killed the president.
Maybe there's a way to launch without reconfirming the vital ID.
Or maybe they found a more effective weapon within Arsenal gear.
You knew about Arsenal gear?
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell me about it?
You never asked.
Am I correct in assuming you also know that the big shell's a front for the project?
You mean, did I know that the Big Shell, a fully functional environmental cleanup facility, was designed to camouflage Arsenal gear? Yeah, I did. It's exactly what the President and Ames described, a massive cover story. The good news is that it hasn't really done much in terms of cleaning up the environment, so we won't have to worry about any toxic gas being released if we have to blow the house down.
Right. And when did you find out about all of this?
It took a while, but we uncovered the info around the time you took out that mad bomber. There's no doubt that Arsenal gear is being built here. And it was all set up 2 years ago, on that day. All of it.
2 years ago? What really happened here?
Me sigo quedando loco.
I took these photos 2 years
En 2 años han construido el fucking pixel y el arsenal. Y todo lo que hay dentro es loquísimo. Los chinos, chaval.
That's right.
Tenían que ser los chinos.
We were used.
We'd hope that by going public with photos of the new Metal Gear we could
Mira esas
persuade
páginas
them.
web de Windows 98, papá. Uf.
I've gone through VR training of the tanker mission before.
Yeah? Well, I doubt it accurately simulates the events of that mission. I'd infiltrated the dummy tanker to obtain proof that a Metal Gear was under development. Shortly after I made it aboard, an armed group led by Colonel Gerlukovich raided the ship and gained control.
Olga and Ocelot were among the raiding party.
Yeah, and him.
Who are you talking about?
A man that was supposed to be dead.
Their target was also Metal Gear Ray. But Ocelot eliminated Colonel Gerlukovich and Marine Commander Scott Dolph, and he hijacked Ray.
So he betrayed them?
I don't know what kind of deal was going down. All I remember is what Ocelot said at the time. Something like, I'm taking it back.
Ocelot then sank the tanker, along with the soldiers of the Marine Corps.
Lo de los subtítulos es una cosa...
How did you manage to get out?
Otacon managed to have a small boat ready for me.
That was the easy part. The tough part was not getting dragged down with a sinking tanker. A small miracle when you think about it. It turned out that the whole thing was a setup to lure us.
Había un nivel, por cierto.
Photos of Snake taken by the
había un nivel que se descartó, que salen los trailers del juego, que era básicamente Snake escapando del barco mientras se inundaba.
But why did they choose Snake?
Since the Shadow Moses incident, Snake became sort of a hero.
De hecho, creo que también sale en alguna cinemática. Fue un nivel descartado.
You knew about the Patriots?
Well, yes, to a certain degree.
It seems like everyone knows about them except me.
They didn't choose Snake to be a hero.
So they decided
to
do
el famas?
a campaign.
I think the Patriots wanted to make an example of him.
Es muy interesante. Las cinemáticas de este juego...
That's it. They set all this up just to nail you guys.
En las cinemáticas de este juego salen muchas cosas que luego en el juego final no llegaron.
The Marines' Metal Gear Ray project, headed by Commander Dolph, was carried out in opposition to the Navy's Arsenal Gear project. To be more precise,
los títulos se ven algo
the
extraños
Patriots
como
considered
dobles.
Metal Gear
No me he
Ray
fijado,
to be a thorn in
pero
their
puede
side.
ser.
Hence, they attacked the dummy tanker and stole Ray.
Es que no me fijo mucho en los subtítulos, no voy a engañar.
They followed this up with a perfect plan. They immediately sent a fully loaded
cada vez
tanker
que los
to the
miro
same
termino cabreándome
location
porque
and
se lo
sank it.
inventan.
Then set up the facility to camouflage the development of Arsenal Gear.
And we fell for it. 2 more puppets in their show.
Colonel Gerlukovich and his daughter Olga?
Both fell victim to Ocelot's plot.
Was Solidus behind all this? He used Ocelot to get hold of Ray, huh?
No, he was underground, keeping a low profile at the time.
Then it must be the Patriots.
If that's the case, what's Ocelot doing alongside Solidus?
Forget it. We're wasting time. We can figure this out later. The nuclear strike's been prevented.
Realmente no sé cómo hubiese encajado un nivel como el que planteaba el tráiler con estas mecánicas.
Raiden, you've got to find Emma.
Wait a second.
Podría haber sido interesante, pero
My sister.
What's she doing here?
hubiese sido un poco caótico.
She's a computer whiz who specializes in neural AI and ultra-variable volume data analysis using complex logic. How she got involved in weapons development is beyond me.
Whatever her reasons, we need her in order to stop Arsenal.
Raiden, find her.
I'm on my way.
Vamos a por Vamp. Antes voy a guardar. Quiero ver si la conversación con Rose continúa.
What can I do for you, Jack? Jack.
What is it?
I've always been alone.
What a weirdo.
I'm so lonely.
Lonely? Rose, we've always...
Not always.
What do you mean?
You've never slept beside me.
What are you talking about?
After we've been together in my room, you stay awake all night, or you head for the door.
Is this really the time to bring this up?
Why, Jack? Why?
Listen, Rose, I'm right in the middle of a mission, and
Why? Why can't you relax when you're with me?
Look, the mission,
Why don't you open up to me?
Rose, I just can't.
All I ever wanted was to share your dreams, to spend a meaningful evening with you. I just wanted to find you by my
El
side.
dramita, papá, me encanta. Ahora viene la hora del drama, sí, sí, ahí me encanta.
I'm scared of the
Me encanta.
night.
Buen nombre, por cierto.
It's got nothing to do with you.
Scared of the night? What's that supposed to mean?
I can't relax when I'm with someone.
Jack, you wouldn't even let me in your room.
I need privacy. I just can't be bothered.
Bothered?
Wrong word. What I wanted to say was that there are certain things that I have to keep to myself.
Do you remember that time I forced my way into your room? We'd known each other for almost a year, and you blew up. It was the first time you ever raised your hand against me. I was so worried about you.
Look, I'm sorry.
It wasn't your violent nature that scared me. It was your room, your heart.
Stop it.
There wasn't anything in your room. Only a bed and a small desk. It looked like a prison cell.
¿Ya te vas?
Rose?
Ah, saco eso.
No television set. No family pictures. Not even a poster.
Rose, I only use that room for sleeping.
A lifeless room. Almost like
Haga lo
your
que
empty
quiera.
heart.
That's why I tried to keep you out.
I thought I was beginning to understand you. Until I saw that
Que no,
room.
que no, que yo no tengo
Would you
nada.
have been happier if I had a picture of you hanging on the wall?
That's not what I was trying to say.
Enough, Rose. We'll talk about this later. After the mission.
Right. After the mission. I understand.
No sabía que este códec existía, por cierto. Ha merecido la pena guardar. Desconocía completamente este códec. Pensaba que la conversación de los dramas era al final del juego. Bueno, de cara al final, ya me entendéis. Pues cuando Rose se revela. Pero vaya, estoy descubriendo que puede que Rose sea la víctima de todo esto. Que no sea tan mala después de todo. Que realmente es extraño lo de Rose. Su habitación estaba llena de espejos. Entendí esa referencia. Vale, hasta luego. Realmente lo de Rose es muy extraño. Porque, como digo siempre, el juego no especifica en qué momento Rose deja de ser Rose. ¿Por dónde es? ¿Por dónde es? ¿Por dónde? Me muero, Me muero. Guau.
Raiden, are you reading me? This is Otacon. What's your situation?
Wet and miserable. This place is flooded. The seawater that's been pumped up is pouring into the building.
Lo he dicho, el juego no especifica.
Listen, there's something I have to tell
Se
you
supone
about.
que en todo momento se supone que el coronel es
She's afraid of
falso desde el principio.
Yeah. When she was 6 years old, she
Pero
almost
Rose no.
drowned with my father in our swimming pool.
She can't swim?
Well, yes and no. We used to swim a lot together when we were kids. In fact, she swam like a fish until that day when she almost drowned. When the accident happened, I was in my room. I learned later that
¿Qué estabas haciendo en tu
She
habitación?
didn't doubt for a minute that I'd be there. You could see the pool from my room, but I didn't realize at the time that she needed my help.
What were you doing?
I was...
So Emma survived the ordeal.
Yeah, but my
¿Qué
father
estabas
didn't.
haciendo?
So you blamed yourself and left
Oh,
your family.
coño, pobre
No.
Huey, tío.
EE seems to believe that was the case. The fact is, I betrayed her.
And you think she can't
Pobre
swim because
Huey,
of the
tío, que
traumatic
palmó en la
experience?
piscina.
I haven't seen her since that day, but yes.
Muchas gracias por el follow,
I
Lali
got a letter
Lulelo.
from Julie, her
Los
mother, after
Patriots
they
me
moved
vigilan.
back to England. In her letter, she mentioned that EE couldn't swim anymore, that she refused to even wear a bathing suit.
Damn, if she still can't swim, we're in trouble. Level B1 in the core is pretty much flooded.
Look, maybe you can help her overcome the trauma.
You want me to help her get over it?
Well, it's still gonna take some time to repair the Kamov.
Sorry, kid. Emma's rescue is up to you.
Thanks. An underwater mission. Well, this is a first. Look, I'll see what I can do.
Vamos a por
I
vamos.
suggest that you drum the map of the building into your head, because you won't have time to look at it when you try to bring Emma out.
I'm counting on you, Raiden.
I covered most of the core when I had to take out the C4s. If there's anything you need to ask me, call me on the Kodak.
I'll do that.
Pero vaya, el plan sigue siendo el mismo, ¿eh? No, este no va. El plan sigue siendo el mismo. Pelear con Bump, dejarlo justo después, para así dejar un buen trocito de juego para el próximo streaming, que ya será el último. Exacto, por un lado dices, pobre Huey, luego te acuerdas de Metal Gear Solid 5 y se te pasa completamente. ¿Dónde estaba la ventana de Emma? La verdad es que no recuerdo. Creo que es en la siguiente zona. Cuidado que me ahogo. Creo que es en la siguiente zona donde está la... Sí, es en la siguiente, porque aquí ya es Bump. Por arriba. Porque aquí no es, ¿no? No, la ventana de Emma es en la siguiente habitación. Es que desbloqueas un codec guay encontrando la ventana. Entonces, bueno. ¿Cómo? Bueno, haré lo que pueda. Recuerdo que este boss tiene una cosa muy asquerosa, que es lo de atraparte la sombra. Y no recuerdo cómo era para... Sé que había una forma muy fácil de... No era con... Ya, vale, ya me acuerdo. Ya me acabo de acordar de cómo es. Hay que romper los focos, lo primero. Si no hay sombras, no la puede atrapar. Tiene sentido.
Still ticking, huh?
Unfortunately.
Venga, Bam, coño, báilate algo. Báilate algo, bro. Ah, sí, eso es. Báilate algo, coño. Sí que te tengo que ayudar. Oh.
I thought so. Human muscles are quite eloquent. They speak out clearly what a person's next move will be. They even tell me which way a gun is going to be pointed before the trigger is pulled. But your muscles, they're different. This should be fun. Well worth the wait.
You knew I was coming?
You've become a nuisance. I can't let you interfere with arsenal gear. The girl is just ahead. She is of no use to us now. But she served us well as the live bait for the big catch.
Kojima. Buah, Bam fue la polla, ¿eh? Vamos a meterlo otra vez en Metal Gear Solid 4. Sin Kawa. Yes.
Emma's alive?
She was some time ago. But the flooding has become quite serious. I wouldn't be surprised if she's a mermaid now.
What?
Did you really think killing the president would prevent a nuclear strike? Think again.
I didn't do it.
Arsenal is still armed with a purified hydrogen bomb.
Purified hydrogen bomb?
This is no ordinary nuclear bomb. This weapon is capable of heavy
cuéntamelo
hydrogen nuclear fusion using lasers and magnetics to generate heat-insulated compression. It was a top-secret project initiated by the current president, and Solidus has no idea of its existence. The clean thermonuclear bomb is at an experimental stage and is handled differently. Specifically, it becomes launch-capable when Arsenal is activated. A nuclear threat still exists.
El BAM de Metal Gear Solid 4 es una mierda, por cierto.
6 months ago,
ayer hice el tier list de Metal Gear y realmente coloqué Metal Gear Solid 4 tan abajo porque argumentalmente es un desastre. El juego es la polla y coge tus feelings y los aplasta Y es un juego muy emocionante para el fan, pero realmente es un desastre de juego.
You're insane.
Insane? We might be the only ones telling the truth.
Metal Gear Solid 4 es un popurrí de los 5 juegos anteriores. Lo que acabo de decir no tiene mucho sentido, pero en Metal Gear Solid 4 también hay cosas de Metal Gear 1 y 2. De hecho, hay bastantes cosas de Metal Gear 1 y 2.
Damn it.
You're still hoping that the girl can install that virus you're carrying around, aren't you?
Si no, si me encanta, es lo que digo.
It's a shame you're not going to be around.
Si a mí me encanta, es de los Metal Gear que más disfruto. La jugabilidad no está tan mal. Gráficamente ha envejecido muy bien. Y tiene unas cinemáticas que son brutales. Si no te molesta ver más cinemáticas que jugar, es tu juego. Pero es un desastre. De hecho, me sorprende que Peace Walker le saliese tan bien a Kojima después del desastre que fue el 4. Momentito. Ahora mismo estoy contigo. Uy, pues me acaba de romper. A ver, eres inmortal, ¿no? Así que ¿para qué malgastarlas? Uy, qué mal. Si no fuese objetivo, si fuese subjetivo, completamente subjetivo, y me dejase llevar por los feelings, mis Metal Gear favoritos serían el 3 y el 4. Pero hay que ser objetivo, joder. Hay que verlo todo, no solo... Casi le humillo, ¿eh? Te vas a quemar si no sales. Esa ha picado. Cuidadito, ¿eh? Exacto, es... ¿Big Boss está vivo? ¿Cómo? Las nanomáquinas. ¿El cadáver de Solidus está vivo? Las nanomáquinas. Porque el cadáver que hay en la furgoneta de Eva es el de Solidus. Y está vivo. Snake lo toca y se mueve. Después de todo lo que pasa en este juego, ¿me estás diciendo que Solidus, su cuerpo, está vivo? ¿Qué cojones me estás contando? El capítulo 3 es un desastre total y absoluto. Naomi tiene cáncer, está viva, las nanomáquinas. Bump, más de lo mismo. Pero sobre todo el capítulo 3. El capítulo 3 es de mis favoritos porque tiene unas escenas brutales. El mejor boss, en mi opinión, Raven es la hostia. Pero es que luego con todo, argumentalmente el capítulo 3 es un desastre. Jugablemente es el mejor, pero argumentalmente es un desastre. ¡Oh! Esperaba poder esquivarle. Un momento. No es tan difícil de esquivar. Esa me va a dar. Cambio de arma, me estoy quedando sin balas. Baby! ¡Esa ha dolido! GG. GG. Está muerto. ¡Qué cabrón! ¡Oh, qué mal! Vale. ¡Qué mal! Lo que he fallado ahí a última hora. Quiero decir, es una gilipollez matar a... Es complicarse la vida. Da igual, si no se va a morir, ¿para qué lo quiero matar con la tranquilizante? Es que me da completamente igual. Si no te vas a morir ni para atrás. Es que tiene unas nanomáquinas especiales que diseñó Naomi, que son Jesucristo en la tierra, y te lo regenera todo y te hace inmortal. Pero toma, dale esta jeringuilla y ya está, y se acabó.
Find Emma on the double. You've got to get her to install the virus program that the president.
No le des esta jeringuilla por venganza, sino para acabar con su sufrimiento. Y yo, sí, cállate la puta boca y dame la jeringuilla que se muera de una vez.
Snake, did you catch all that? I didn't make it on time. Arsenal's going active.
Yeah, I heard. The hostage rescue's gonna have to wait.
I'm going after Emma.
We'll secure the computer room. Looks like we can't install the virus program without Emma.
Can't your partner do it?
I would if I could, but the security for this system is no joke. I need more time.
That's why we need her.
3 horas, perfecto. Más o menos nos quedan otras 3 horas y algo. Es que me parece perfecto dejarlo por aquí.
Then you should see her, right?
I don't have the right to see her.
We can talk about this later. Raiden, I think you'd better get moving. Emma's in the locker room to the north, right?
I'm on it.
Vale. Vamos a guardar. En teoría no debería de haber más drama entre Rose y... Sí, voy a cambiar de zona. Ah, no, cierto. Si aquí no hay cambio de zona ya. Creo. Bueno, da igual. Lo dejo por aquí mañana o en el siguiente stream. No sé si mañana haré stream. Supongo que sí. Y así ya lo dejamos acabado, Metal Gear Solid 2. Mañana, que es domingo, ¿no? Mañana es domingo, pues terminamos la semana terminando Metal Gear Solid 2. Y ya la semana que viene empezamos el 3. Por cierto, las horas que llevo no representan las jugadas realmente. Fácilmente ahí hay 1 hora más.
Jack, about trying to break into your room.
Rose, just forget about it.
No, listen to me. I said I did it because I was worried about you, but it wasn't just that.
What?
I was suspicious. I thought there might be someone else.
Someone else?
Another woman.
Rose.
I really thought so, because sometimes you're so horribly cold.
Igual tiene algo que ver con que sea un puto psicópata. Pero tú no lo sabes todo, Rose.
Did you get in?
Yeah.
Are you satisfied now? There wasn't anyone there, was there?
No. No, there was no one there. There was absolutely no one in your room. Not another woman, not me, not even you.
Rose.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to apologize, that's all. Talk to you later.
Literalmente, Raiden es un psicópata de la hostia. Quiero ver qué ventana es la de Emma. Simplemente para el próximo stream saber dónde tengo que ir. ¿Es esta? Correcto, y ahora si llamamos a Otacon hay un codec ahí. Bueno, ahora si me permitís. ¿Dónde hay más? Esa es. Me encanta cómo se queda muñeco.
Jack, what's going on? Answer me.
Porque había macarrones en tu cama, Jack. Jack. En fin, hoy hemos avanzado bastante. Ya, como he dicho, el próximo stream ya es el último. Nos quedan unas 3 horas de juego, no más, diría yo, si no me atasco. Nos queda, literalmente, la conversación con Emma, volver con Emma. Ya ocurre todo lo del puente y Vamp le da con el cuchillo y tal. Y es que ya prácticamente estamos en el Arsenal. Es que nos queda poquito ya. Nos quedan unas 3 horas. Así que... perfecto. Un stream más y lo terminamos. Pero antes hay una cosa más que quiero hacer. Hay una cosa que quiero hacer antes de irme. Esto es lo que yo quería. Esto es. ¿Estáis preparados? Espero que estéis preparados para esto. No puedo poner a Ocelot. Buah, pues pongo el del 98. Y aquí voy a poner... Uff. Esto es crema, Mucha atención. Esto es cremísima. Esto es cremísima. ¿Quién es esa tía? Es que no lo sé. Es que no lo sé.
Come, put me out of my misery.
Es genial.
This is impossible. Nothing will hit her.
Coño, Kiko. Muchas gracias, tío. 21 mesazos ya. Joder. Se viene. Se viene. Sí, me gusta cuando me dicen esas cosas, Otacon. Uff. Ay, joder.
Ready grenades. A dud.
Es genial. Merece cada segundo el modo cine de este juego, Mañana cuando terminemos el juego os pongo alguna más. Mañana, si os quedáis conmigo hasta el final, os pongo otra de estas, que también es crema. You're pretty good.
I'm so sorry, my beauties. I'll see you again someday.
Le queda bien. Lo peor es que a Snake le queda... La mano. La mano. A Snake le queda bien. Otacon queda horrible en el modelo de... ¿Quién es esa tía? Es yo qué sé. En fin. Hay otra que es brutal. Hay otra que es brutal también. Que si no me equivoco es esta. Hay un personaje que si lo pones de Solidus es la puta hostia. Mañana. En fin, gente, lo dicho, mañana terminamos el juego, que nos quedan unas 3 horas, más o menos, no queda más. Las Snake Tales es que nunca me han gustado. Algún día me las pasaré, pero es que nunca me han gustado y de hecho ni siquiera son canónicas. Quiero decir, aparece Meryl, please. Así que, pues eso. Mañana, si no pasa nada, supongo que estaré por aquí a la hora de siempre. Terminamos el juego, os pongo un par de escenas de estas de mierda memes y ya dejamos el 2 terminado y la semana que viene empezamos con el 3. Así que... eso es todo por hoy. Un momento. Estoy viendo si le dejo a alguien el host. Está Trollso con el juego del tiburón. Así que, mira, aprovechando que hay más gente de lo normal por aquí, os voy a dejar con Trollsito. Sí, está con el juego del tiburón. Así que, gente, repito, no me enrollo más. Mañana terminamos Metal Gear Solid 2. Así que espero veros ahí. Un saludo como siempre y ya nos vemos. Vale, chao, chao.